to be a boxer. Many young lads say they're going to be a professional footballer. I said the difference is I will be a world champion boxer.
It's all Quigg. It's all accurate. And Quigg really started to unload. He's looking sensational at the moment. That really hurt him. Scott Quigg sizzles here. Catching him again. Clever from Quigg.
Nothing's changed. I'm still the same person. If anything, it makes me want to get even better. I truly 100% believe you've not seen the best of what I can do yet.
He's the real deal, no question. Destroyed the finish. Absolutely destroyed it.
Whereas Scott Quigg continues to live the dream. He's making the third defence of his WBA crown, facing the talented and proven Munyai. That's a world title action. And there's a rather spicy Manchester derby to come as well.
From the fighting city of Manchester. Antony. John Munroe.
It's red against blue as Antony Crolla and John Murray put their friendship on hold in a battle of the lightweights. Before that Commonwealth title action is Josh Warrington defends against Munroe. And Liverpool hot property, Callum Smith, looking to make it 10 out of 10. Hi there, so a world title fight laced with danger and a mouth-watering domestic dust-up between two former gym mates, now rivals Antony Crolla against John Murray. That's divided the city, but we're united, these three, Paul, Jamie and Glenn. Glenn, I'm going to start with you. He's took a big risk on.
Scott Quigg has, to Shiwa Munroe. It's not often that your first opponent in the world title fight drops out and the replacement comes in and is more difficult. And that's what's happened now. I think, it's difficult for Quigg. Munyai, you'd say that was going to be hard for him. But we've heard recently that, he's been in this country for a month. He's been training with Martin Woods, sparring with anybody. He's in very, very good condition. He's coming here, which makes it an even more dangerous fight for Quigg.
Danger. You, Paul, you've been in Scott's gym day in, day out, training with the Gallaghers. How's he approach this? The same way every other fight. I've never trained with anyone. I've said this on record before. I've never trained with anyone like Scott Quigg the way he is. He's like a man possessed every day. When he hasn't got a day, he's the same. He just doesn't change. He's the consummate professional. And I think if anyone can handle a last-minute change of opponent, it's got to be Scott Quigg. But as Glenn said, and as everyone knows, Munroe is very, very dangerous. And Scott's got to keep it tight early and try and weather the storm early, because I think it will be. Jamie, Munyai's got height, he's got reach. He's had success here on these shows before with Martin Power, Lee Haskins. He's got the tough one in front of him.
Of course he has. I remember him back then. I was still fighting then, and he came over here. Martin Power at the time was a hot shot coming through. He even got a rematch with him and got stopped earlier after that. So Munyai's a dangerous character. As Glenn just mentioned, then he's been over here in training. Taking over training and actually training for a fight is different.
Do you read anything into this? Munyai had to take 2 trips to the scales.
Yeah.
Seems to be struggling.
Of course, listen, as you just said then, he's got height and reach advantages, so he must be real tight at the weight. Now, if he's not had a proper full count to get down to the weight, it would have been real difficult for him to make the weight. He's actually made it, but what's he took out of him? That's the big question.
Could you see anything to look about him, Glenn, on the scales there?
I remember commentating when he came, when he was 21-year-old, the Atomic Spider, I think he was called back then, and he came over and he didn't look nothing. He looked frail, he looked tall and lanky. Took Martin Power apart, then did the same with Lee Haskins and looked a terrific fighter. Obviously, from South Africa, it's hard making a name for yourself out in the world. He's had to go to Mexico where he lost. So he's a good fighter. He hasn't had the opportunities. Maybe this is his.
Paul, the Manchester derby. That's what they're all talking about as well. You've got to have the inside track. Murray's in activity over the last...
Yeah, exactly. And listen, look, John might not keep him fresh. It may not be the best thing for him. May not be beneficial. I think he's only had 6 rounds of action since then. And he's been fighting regular on Sky. We've seen him in some great fights. You know, won a few, lost a few, learned from every one of them. But every one of them's hardened them up. And I think with John going on the spars from 2.5 years ago, you know, I witnessed every one of them spars as well.
He fought 6 rounds in the last 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. So if that can work in his favour, and he is fresh, like he's saying, we're in for one hell of a fight. You know, I think once the pride kicks in, once these crowds get into play, you know, later on, the Manchester rivalry and the loud, vocal Manchester crowd, the roof will come off and they'll certainly be going at it.
Jamie, Crolla boxing 52 rounds in the last 2 years, 50-55. It's about bragging rights in this city, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Paul could be right. You know, the years of John not living the right sort of life could have an impact on it, but listen, it could have the opposite way. Don't forget, he's been more active in the last 6 months than Anthony Crolla. So, and he's had that period of time out, 2 years out, to reflect, to look back and go, I wasn't doing it right last time.
Jamie, you know, when I come to this fight, when you weighed it up, and I thought exactly as you did, that it was probably going to be a little bit too soon in the comeback of Murray. You know, I stated that a little while ago. Haven't seen him recently and haven't known what he's doing in the training camp. He's with Stewie Hall, you know, my friend. He's training hard with them. He's getting great sparring. He's really lived the life. You know, he's had 12 weeks. You know, even though he hasn't had a lot of action, he's worked hard and he's been in the gym. When I spoke to him yesterday, my opinion changed, because I've never seen somebody as buzzed and as convinced that he was going to win as John Murray. He totally believes he's winning this.
The man in the middle. Let's hear from the man that knows both better than anybody, Joe Gallagher. He's Crolla's trainer.
Well, backstage here in the dressing room, it's a massive night for Joe Gallagher. He's involved with 4 fighters on the bill, and obviously got personal interest in the big Manchester derby between John Murray, his former pupil, and Anthony Crolla. But first of all, the main event, nominal main event, Scott Quigg defending his title. Are you nervous about the late notice change of opponent, South African Shafiwa Munyai?
I'd be a bit worried if I didn't have nerves. It's always good to perform on nerves, and like I say, a week's notice. I don't think there's many world champions out there would have took this high caliber risk opponent at a week's notice. But listen, preparation's done now. We're ready to rock and roll, and I expect nothing but a stunning victory for Scott Quigg.
He's looking quite calm in the background, isn't he?
Calm before the storm.
What about the fight that a lot of people are talking about in Manchester? It's not the main event, but it's the Manchester derby, and it's got to be personal for you because you were involved with John Murray for so long.
I wouldn't say it's personal. I like to say there's an interest. I trained John since he was 15 to Madison Square Garden. Now I'm training Anthony Crolla. It's a huge fight. I'm just proud that there's 2 Mancunians co-headlining it tonight at the Phones View Arena. Also Scott Quigg. But like I say, business has got to be business in there. Crolla's got a game plan. He's got to go out there, stick to it, and as long as he does it, I think he'll come out the winner and get the stoppage.
You know John Murray as well as anyone, so you obviously know his style and his weaknesses. Can you give us any clues about the game plan?
I just think that's probably his bravery will be his undoing tonight. I think he'll be too pumped, too brave. I know he'll be coming and try to roll back the years, but I just hope we don't have an Oliver McCall situation where things aren't going for him and he starts breaking down in there. But like I say, we've just got to go in there and do our stuff tonight.
Will you shake his hand afterwards? You won't?
I never said I will or I won't.
Good luck tonight.
Oh, that's intriguing. Jamie, nice little subplay trying to use mind games there.
Maybe, but listen, John Murray's not watching that, so it doesn't really matter. I think Joe's sort of idea of how John Murray's going to go about the fight, he's going off the past. So I think we're right to say you can't really go off the sparring in the past. They're both in that 2-year time period. They've both changed as fighters. Now, John Murray, on the face of it, coming back, has improved in the fact that his preparation's got better. So if he's as dedicated and disciplined as, you know, more so than he was in the past, he's going to be a dangerous rival.
Johnny, what's it like? You've got to sort of say what's it like to be here. We're back in Manchester. This is where it all happened. Hatton, Sue, you know, Nas, so many great fighters. You know, so many great occasions. So I think this is the fitting end, you know, finale fight. Two Manchester guys fighting each other. It deserves that.
You know Joe Gallagher. Is it advantage Crolla? Having him in his corner, he knows how he works, he knows how he thinks. He was his golden child.
Yeah, listen, I have to be careful tonight on not sounding biased because I don't want to be, but if I wanted any man in my corner to beat me, the man who knows that you know how to beat Macklin more than anyone because you're just saying it. You know, if you're training a man, you've got to know how to beat him 2 or 3 ways. So Joe Gallagher trained John Murray from when he first turned professional right through to when he lost to Brandon Rios. You know, I wouldn't want that person in the corner.
I will say this though, a good fighter knows his weaknesses and knows how to protect them. And John Murray's very, very aware of his weaknesses, so he's going to be more so tonight.
Right, it's going to be a busy night for Joe. First up is Bright Hope and younger brother of Paul, Callum Smith.
He was my 2013 pick of the year.
The sky's the limit for him.
Beautifully delivered play of hand.
I think I was improving all the time.
That was a terrific shot. Callum Smith has won again.
And he was rough to his boots there.
We're going to have a lot of fun with Callum Smith. Remember the name and remember every part of his journey.
Terrific performance, terrific start from Smith.
Then he looked shaken.
That's the exciting part of following the journey, see how far I can go.
Will he go all the way? Here he is, Callum Smith, arguably one of the best prospects in the country. Looking for win number 10 against former European title challenger Francois the Warrior Bastien. Your commentator for the evening. Ahead is Nick Halling and Jim Watt. First MC, John McDonald.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the Phones for You Arena here in Manchester, England. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Sport proudly presents a night of World Championship Boxing, sponsored by 888 Sport, Sports Direct and Lonsdale and VIP Auto Sales. We are live on Sky Sports, continuing to bring you the very best ringside seat in the business. And a very warm welcome to the millions of viewers joining us live in the USA on AWE, a wealth of entertainment. All the officials have been appointed by the governing bodies, the WBA, WBO, the Commonwealth Council, all in association with the British Boxing Board of Control. Supervised by Al Hayes, our inspectors are Chief Inspector Steve Finesse, Inspectors Barry Coulson, Ased Kirschrey, Peter Humphreys, Ian Craig and Alan Ulster. Our doctors at ringside are Dr. Lamb, Dr. Rani, Dr. Bunstone and Dr. Pinckney. We'd like to get the action underway then. 6 rounds of boxing, international super middleweight contest. Introducing to you firstly, he's fighting out in the red corner, around the black trunks, trimmed with a grey, weighed in at 12 stone, 9 pounds, 1 ounce, 54 fight record, 43 wins, 18 inside the scheduled distance, 10 losses and 1 draw. He comes to the ring as the former French middleweight champion and European title challenger. From Fourmi in France, it's Francois the Warrior Bastien! And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing a grey trunks trimmed with the blue, weighed in at 12 stone, 3 pounds, 5 ounces, undefeated, 9 contests, 9 wins, 7 inside the scheduled distance. Comes the ring as the reigning undefeated English and WBC international super middleweight champion from Liverpool, Munroe, Callum Smith. Time here the bell is Andy East of Warrington, and our referee in charge of the action is Mr. Alvin Finch. This is 6 3-minute rounds.
Defend yourselves at all times, obey my commands at all times. When I say break, I want you to step back cleanly, but you know hit behind the head, no kidney punches, touch gloves, good luck.
Good to see Callum Smith back in action. We've missed him since October because this guy is fun, he is excitement, and he is a knockout machine. Had hand problems. There's a fight lined up next month in Cardiff against Tobias Webb with his English title on the line. And he he's up against Frenchman here, Francois Bastillon, who came out of a 2-year retirement last month. Normally boxes at middleweight, and he's certainly piled on the pounds in the last couple of years, let's put it that way, because he's actually outweighing Callum Smith. But he's durable and he's a survivor, and looking through his record, Jim, 3 stoppages against his name, but all of them were on cuts, so he's not going to get blown away easily.
No, and he's mixed in decent company over the years. I think the big problem is his best days were as a middleweight, and he's well above the middleweight limit tonight. But you can see the experience he has, a nice tight guard. He's obviously done some homework in Smith. He knows that some body shot is going to be unleashed in his direction, so he's keeping the elbows nice and tight, the chin low, just trying to get close. But I mean, Smith had a nice bit of momentum in his career. He got boxed 7 times last year. It's a pity about the injury, because I think they're ready to move him. And this is good to come back from injury. This is a fight you should win well, and you can just shed any little bits of rust that's gathered.
Had an incredible streak, of course, Callum Smith. 6 first-round knockouts, which is a British record unofficially. They could do with a few rounds here just to get rid of some of that rust, as you say, because as exciting as and as promising as he is, he's boxed 20 rounds. That's it, as a professional. In contrast, the Frenchman has boxed over 320, so I don't think Callum Smith would mind if this fella could take a few punches. But there's those hooks to the body. Callum Smith is a wicked hooker to the midsection.
Yeah, you can just see him raising the tempo there, Smith. There's probably an idea to try to encourage Bastillon to throw some punches. He has a tight defence and chin down nice and low, but he looks vulnerable when he lets his own punches go. So maybe, invite some punches to come and then counter.
Those digs with the left hook to the body. It's a signature shot. Bastillon so far has absorbed everything. So that ample torso of his.
I know there's a long way to go for Smith, but he does look a special talent. I mean, the way he delivers these punches are perfect. And the fact he's so tall, but he's so good up close with the short punches, the hooks, the straight shots, he seems to have it all.
Well, it's interesting listening to James DeGale on ringside a couple of weeks ago, and he was obviously talking about the British super middleweight scene, and he identified Callum Smith as one that's coming up on the rails. He's recognised it. But the Frenchman, as expected, is showing some grit and some toughness, and has heard the first bout.
Do you think he'll dog lumps? I'm certain the dog enjoys it. I'm absolutely certain. You can tell by the look on his face.
Playhouse presents Matthew Perry in The Dog Thrower. Thursday, 1st of May on Sky Arts 1 HD.
Short on that body shot, it's hitting there. You just got to reach a little bit more. When you do, get that tight there. All right, dress it up, right up, left up, and then bring it in. Jab after it.
Yeah, well, the corner are taking this one nice and seriously, as they should be. This fella's experienced in his tough. But there's some terrific body shots landed from Smith in the opening round, and they have to start taking their toll here.
Round two of this 6th rounder then. I mentioned earlier that Callum Smith in action next month against Tobias Webb. I think I mentioned it was the English time. It's not. It's the WBC International belt on the line there. It's the belt that's already got Callum a world ranking with that sanctioning body. Maybe the first of a few world rankings Callum is going to accrue over the next couple of years.
I was thinking, when Bastillon throws punches, he's more vulnerable. So Smith just standing off at the beginning of this round, maybe just trying to draw some leads from him. This is clever.
Those hooks to the body. Bastillon looks like he can soak some of this up. They do have a common opponent, Kirill Zomko, who Callum Smith got rid of in a round in that 6-win streak of his.
distance with Bastion Zonko, which really illustrates the difference in power between the two.
This is a good effort from Bastion. You know, he's come to earn his money. I mean, he doesn't look in the greatest of shape, but he's giving it a go. He's letting some decent punches go. He landed a couple of decent shots in the opening round, and he's taken the fight to Smith. So this is good. This is what we want to see Callum Smith in fights where he has to work to get the victory. We don't want too many one-round jobs.
We felt that one. Really walked onto one there, Bastion. Callum Smith has sensed it as well and is putting a little assault together here. And again, Bastion doing a pretty decent job of staying out of trouble. He's still absorbing a couple of those hooks to the body, but he left himself open there, Bastion, and Callum Smith pounced on him so quickly, and he's feeling this now, the Frenchman.
Yeah, the body shots are taking their toll, and you can see the legs are unsteady. He's breathing heavily. But if Smith just keeps this pace going, he can get him out of there.
Mentioned the company that Bastion had kept in the past, Sylvester. Boxed him for the European middleweight title, went the distance. Smith really picking some sharp shots here. Again, working the body, both fists.
I mean, credit to Bastion, he's not just covering up, you know, he's trying to come back with his own punch, he's trying to get a bit of power into the shots. So, no, he's putting up a show, but really he is outgunned here.
Making sure that Alvin Finch recognises that he got hit around the back of the head there, but the referees let it go. And it's been strictly one-way traffic this second round. Ever since he landed that nice counter, Callum Smith, Bastion left himself open and really paid for it. Very one-sided, 3 minutes that.
So how's the Hostlock auto reel?
Oh, it's been fantastic for us. No kinks, no tangles, magic.
The Hostlock auto reel with automatic rewind.
If you like fast, you need new Evergreen Extreme Green. Incredible greening power that lasts. Davidoff Cool Water Night Dive, the new fragrance for men.
Took a bit of a pounding the longer that round went on, Jim.
Yeah, Bastion, he deserves credit for the fact that he's giving it a go. He's not just soaking up the punches in his arms, he's trying to come back with his own punches. But the longer this goes, Callum's walking straight up to Bastion and doing pretty much as he pleases.
Round 3 of this 6-rounder, and they're taking their time, to say the least, in the Bastion corner. 54 fight veteran, just grabbing an extra few seconds there. Coming out with a little show of purpose at the start of this 3rd round. Didn't get much success though. Got so many questions still unanswered about Callum Smith. We just don't know the answers yet because we've not seen it. But what's he like when he's put under pressure? What's he like on the back foot? Can he take a shot? Sooner or later we're going to have some of the answers.
Yeah, well, if there are any chinks, I certainly haven't spotted them as yet. I think he looks a special talent. He's taken a couple of good thumps from Bastion here as well, to the side of the head, but, you know, standing his ground and coming back with better. This is, again, a good shot. A shot.
Wicked shot. He's destroyed Bastion. He's looked at his corner, gone up at 7. Wow, that is bravery. And the gumshoes come out as well. That is experience. But that body shot, I thought it had wiped him out. Goodness knows how he got up.
Well, he's been targeting the ribcage. That looked from their angle that it caught the solar plexus. That's a good shot for the corner.
Yeah, absolutely is.
Allowing this to continue. That punch put everything out.
So while we're looking at Callum Smith, he's on one knee, the Frenchman, in the corner, in the middle of the ring there. Now he's got up, doubled up in pain. Well, it was extraordinary that he got up at all because that single body shot would have destroyed pretty much anybody. Still feeling his midsection, Bastion.
Yeah, we'd like to see that one again. As I say, most of the body shots, Smith was throwing him around behind the elbow, trying to catch the ribcage. That one looked to the right up through the middle, catch him in the solar plexus. Maybe we'll see it here. Terrific punch. Yep, there it is. It's straight up through the middle. Beautiful punch. And when a fighter crumbles to the floor, you have to give him full credit that he go back up again. But the corner made a very wise decision. There was one-way traffic already. No point in allowing it to continue. And a terrific little tool sharpener for Callum Smith. And a terrific punch to finish.
And I wonder if somewhere down in South Wales, Tobias Webb is watching this, because he's up next for Callum Smith. And on this evidence, the Callum Smith that we were enjoying so much last year is back with a vengeance as well. There goes the towel. 8 straight stoppages. Jim, that's the first time I think the Bastion has been stopped without it being eye damage as well. That's how significant this was for Callum Smith.
Yeah, it was a terrific performance from Smith. Terrific from start to finish. Can't fault that.
Ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Andy East has recorded a time of 1 minute and 10 seconds of the third round. Bastien's corner have retired their boxer, accepted by the referee. Therefore, your winner, and still undefeated, from Liverpool, Callum Smith. So Callum Smith has got our evening off as we'd expected. He's got rid of a very game and willing Frenchman there. And once again, I think a lot of people will be talking about this fella after this performance. Well, what a night we've got to look forward to. Scott Quigg defending his world title. This fella's in action as well in the unofficial Battle of Manchester. John the Machine Murray. Talking to one of his team yesterday, he was saying he's looking sharper than he's looked in a long, long time. But here's Anthony Crolla with that smile on his face that always seems to be plastered there. He's arrived as well, wearing the red shirt. And it is a fight that has divided Manchester. Red or blue. Crolla, the Man United fan. Murray, the City fan. They go head-to-head later on, and the arena will be packed for that one. And anybody that's arrived late missed another impressive performance from Callum Smith.
Well, Callum, congratulations after 6 months out on the sidelines with injury. Back with a bang this evening. How does that feel?
Yeah, good. It's been a long 6 months, really, and just glad to be back. I thought I'd be back in Liverpool when that didn't happen, you know. I had doubts about this one, but my hand's fine now and I'm ready for the big year.
Despite the stoppage, it looked like you were trying to get some rounds in and be patient and pick your shots.
Yeah, the plan was to be patient to win. I had a good record, boxed for the European title and lost on points, so I did expect a few rounds, but I found like whatever I was throwing was landing, so maybe I got a bit carried away. I'd seen the finish, but that's something I need to work on.
Explain to us how that finishing punch landed. It seemed to come straight through the middle.
Yeah, he started to have a go. He put a bit of pressure on me, and I didn't think he walked onto it and throw his waist if you get caught when you're throwing. So I didn't think he'd get up to be fair, but fair play to him, he did.
You were busy, obviously, before the injury to your hand. You wouldn't be busy again now. May the 17th in Cardiff. Tobias Webb for the WBC International title.
Yeah, it's a good fight for me to fight that I like. You know, he's going to come to win. He believes he can win it. But you know, that could be his own downfall. I feel I've always said the better the opponent, the better I perform, and I'm sure the Tobias Webb will see the best of me.
Trainer Joe Gallagher, how good is Callum?
That performance sums it all there. That kid 43 and 10. Like I say, 10 fights now. He's got 7 knockouts, 8 knockouts, losing count. Like you say, he's an exceptional talent, and it's not just me saying it. There's great sports boxing writers out there that are hailing him as one of the best prospects in world boxing, and that's what he is.
Well done to the whole team. I'm sure Paul will be happy with that, Johnny.
Surely it's a family affair. You got your daddy on the right hand side, your brothers over there, hanging on his every word. Impressed with the performance?
Yeah, I am. You know, he's been off for a while. He's had an hand injury, but he stayed in the gym. He's been taking over. He's been doing a circuit with the lads when he couldn't punch. He tried to come back to the Liverpool show with his hand, but it just wasn't right. You know, he was hitting the bags and it was still here, and he was signing the pads. I sparred him once or twice, and it still wasn't right. So there's no point rushing. There's no rush with Callum.
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. You're the British Super Middleweight champion. His progression is down to you. What are you doing? Where's your movement?
If it wasn't my brother, I'd be worried. You know, I'd be sitting here as British champion now thinking I've got a young kid coming up behind me, you know, and on a similar rise to top. Name any prospect in the country, he's rising just as fast as them. But I spar with him a lot. He gets a lot of sparring with Jose Baton, and you know, I heard Nick asking on the commentary, you know, there's still a few unanswered questions. We've seen them questions in the gym. I know it's different in a fight with smaller gloves, but I've clocked him.
What is your brother? So you're obviously not going to fight. So what are you going to? Are you going to move on? Do you know what your next move about?
Listen, I want to fight Arthur Abraham. I've made that no secret, and it's looking like it. You know, it could be a very, very near possibility. So if I get that fight, I'll vacate the British title. But there's only one person that's going to be fighting for it next, and that's Callum Smith. Whoever's in the opposite corner, you know, A, I feel sorry for them, and B, that's not my concern. But if it's me vacating the belt, it's only going to be for Callum. If not, I'm going to win outright if I've got the time.
Speaking of Callum, almost punch perfect. Body shot second to none. It was very, very good, you know, but against that sort of opponent who you know, didn't have a great deal of life, and I'm not belittling him or anything like that. He's obviously very experienced and he's tough. Callum did everything right, so I'm not taking anything away. You do want to see him in more of a challenge, more of a tougher fight, and I think what we've got coming up.
Bastin didn't just took
No.
tried to get
He
something
tried
back.
to throw a few punches, but the difference between 32 and being a young man, and I think we'll see that next time with Tobias Webb.
What he found was every time he did try and counter punch Callum, as soon as Callum realised what he was doing, he had his head out of the way and came back with something. So, you know, even though the tiniest mistake Callum was making, he corrected it straight away. So, just shows you what the fighter is. Shocks people with Callum. You think he's a big kid, get close, you get close, that's his game. You know, I'm not blowing him up or giving any secrets away on how he fights, but he's showing it in every fight he has. He's just as good at wetting up close than he is at long range. Tobias Web's an action in Cardiff. Yes, he'll be keeping an eye on him. Yeah, he will. Callum will be, you know, it's a great fight for Callum. It's a good fight. It's a fight, as Callum says, it's a fight we like, and it's a fight we want. I was supposed to fight Tobias Webb for the British title. I believe he's at that level, you know, and I think Callum will go on and show us that he's of that level and higher. Callum Smith's looking at an excellent form. Of course, he was a stellar amateur too. You can see that, and the next generation in a ringside special for bringing the best of the action from a newly revised senior national championships in Liverpool. That's Friday, May the 2nd, 8 PM on Sky Sports 2. Bonus live action for you now, and it features crowd-pleasing two-time prize fighter Sam Eggington. He faces William Warburton, who's fresh up from upsetting prospect Georgia Keane last Saturday. MC John McDonald, let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue the action with 6 rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing to you, firstly fighting out of the red corner, wearing the gold trunks trimmed with black, weighing in at 10 stone 12 pounds. Taking part in his 76th professional contest from Atherton. Please welcome William Warburton. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed with white, weight in at 10 stone 11 pounds, 11 fight record, 9 wins, 4 inside the scheduled distance, just 2 defeats. Coming to the ring as a former prize fighter contestant, ladies and gentlemen, from Stourbridge, time to beat the Savage, Sam Eggington. Timekeeper of the bell is Andy Easton, our referee in charge of the action is Mr. Steve Gray, and this is 6.
He's only 20 years old, so the feeling is there could be a little rough diamond in the making here. So let's see how he copes with the pressure of being on a big stage and up against an opponent as well in William Warburton, who is extremely capable and can make you look very, very ordinary indeed. But I'd like to Jim, what I've seen of him in, admittedly in a totally different format prize fighter. Has he caught your eye at all?
Yeah, I thought he was unlucky enough to at least to get through to the final of prize fighter. I was really impressed. I've been impressed in the few times that I've seen him. He does everything well, you know, and he thinks what he's doing, he picks up nice punches. This is an awkward opponent tonight to look good against, but the main thing is no slip-ups. He gets the one, he takes his time, and if you're going to face William Warburton, I would rather it was over the 6 rounds than the 4. So he's got the 6 rounds, he's not in a hurry. So just get the job done.
Warburton having his 76th fight, given his skill set and the way he can look after himself, he could probably go 176 without breaking a sweat. He's one of those guys, he's always got a bag packed, he always answers the phone, he always says yes, and he always gives value for money. He got this call at 48 hours notice, and he's well known in the trade. mentioned to Sam Eggington yesterday, I said, oh, we'll see who your opponent is. He kind of grimaced, like he knew it's not going to be an easy night's work for him.
Concentration is the main thing for Eggington. Obviously, he's more than good enough for a clear victory here tonight. As long as he's not drawn into making silly mistakes. Warburton's so good at frustrating opponents. You're doing the right thing, they're not working, so you start trying something else. And they end up in a bit of a mess. But he's keeping his cool, Eggington. Boxing night. Steady in the opening round here.
Show plenty of respect to Warburton, and you heard Johnny say there on Saturday, I'm selling a prospect of Georgie Quigg. He'll do that to you. And Eggington staying on his case here. Talking to John Pegg, his manager, stroke trainer, Sam Eggington, because we've seen him at prize party, you know, you just wonder if he might be a crash bang wallop 3-round type of guy, and John Pegg was very clear about that. He said he gets back the longer a fight goes on, and he's had 3 10-rounders as well. Picked up an English title, nice right hook to the body there for Eggington, followed up with a long right hand as well. And he's won on a British title eliminator as well, so at 20 years old he's been mixing in pretty decent company.
He's doing the right thing here. He's making, setting a pace that's uncomfortable for Warburton. If you let Warburton get in a little bit of a groove, then he can be a real nuisance. But Eggington is staying on his case, fighting in little bursts, little impressive bursts as well. So this is a good opener for him.
Hooks to the body getting through as Warburton covers up upstairs. Picked 3 nice hooks there right on the bell. Eggington.
24 from the very beginning. Federator Jack Bauer. Today is the longest day of my life.
You're being hunted by every law enforcement agency in the city. You're not thinking clearly.
Right now, I'm the only one who is. Watch Series 1 to 8 on demand now before the launch of the brand new series on Sky 1 HD.
Four fights on the way in. When you get in close, work the body how you are. Step round and try to work again, okay? Good round. Don't switch off now, okay?
Yeah, good opener. He just, as I said, the pace was right. He made the pace uncomfortable for Warburton. Stayed on his case. Punched in little bursts. And got himself up to a good start.
Seconds out. Round 2. Round 2 of this 6th rounder then. Young Sam Eggington. In the black and white up against William Warburton. The late start. So both late. Eggington got the call earlier this week for this one. Was absolutely thrilled when he heard the news as well. Here he is again, looking to go to work and trying to punch some holes through the defences of William Warburton. Many have tried, not many succeed. Yes, there's a lot of defeats against Warburton's record, 60 in total. The number of stoppages, just 2. Targeting the body.
Yeah, well, when we've got awkward customers, it's difficult to pin them down with head punches, so the body obviously can't move around so quickly, so he's caught them and sent him out to work to the body. But they were pretty happy with what he did in the opener. As they stick with that. Fighting in little bursts, keep dictating the pace.
In some ways, maybe it's just because I've seen Callum Smith, but he's like a mini Callum Smith in some ways, Eggington. Tall and ranging, great levers on him. Work inside and loves to throw the body punches. Doesn't have the kind of thunderous power that we've seen out of Callum Smith, but there are some similarities there.
Yeah, but I think he's a kid with a bright future. There's a long way to go. But you'll pick up experience. To like about
this kind of night is that kind of experience. You're on television. You've got a 6th rounder. You want to catch the eye, make an impression. You know, a lot of potentially very important people looking at you.
He's pulling to southpaw. I don't remember him doing that before.
Yeah, the switch now he's got back.
The body shot's good again then. See the body shots, he wants more of those because that makes Warburton worry more about what's coming than what he's doing.
Warburton's body and torso red right up already. You're not catching William Warburton with one of those.
Advocate when you're in with an awkward customer to show little feints before you throw the punches. I don't think enough of the young fighters that are doing that today. You know, you want little feint, let him make his move first, then let your punches go.
Still have feelings for you, Mick. Trying again. Thursday from 9 on Sky Living HD. Or watch it now on demand.
Full house expected here in Manchester for what looks like a terrific night. Scott Quigg defending his world title against Shafiwa Munyai. The Battle of Manchester, Antony Crolla versus John Murray, an old versus young, Josh Warrington and Munroe. All those still to come. And a future prospect in action here in Sam Eggington. There's 2 rounds in the bank against William Warburton. And listening to John Peggy's coach while we were away, Jim, he was saying pretty much the same as you. You've got to work the feints, draw the opponent in a little bit. But John Peggy wants him to work the jab a bit more. He said, you've neglected your jab in that round, Sam. You've won the round, but the jab makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, you want to probably put the pedal down more in the second half of the round. I mean, Warburton's coming out fresh. I mean, he's always in good shape, Warburton, but he's come out fresh with ambitions of his own at the start of the round. He's awkward. So build some momentum as the round goes along. But this is good stuff from Eggington here. Get some nice body shots off there.
20, as I said earlier, Jim, but quite a mature guy. Out of the ring. Family man at the age of 20 with 2 young kids who he absolutely dotes on.
Just allowing the pace to settle down in this round, Eggington, which is fine as long as when he goes to work, he exerts pressure. You let the punches flow.
But it's just getting clean contact with Warburton that is proving the problem. He's so good at slipping, so good at blocking, good movement. Warburton. And he'll launch the odd raid every once in a while as well. If you do switch off.
Warburton's clever. When he misses, he can tie opponents up. You know, he doesn't cling on, you know, he doesn't make it ugly to watch. But he knows all the little tricks up close. Good stuff there from Eggington.
Good work there from Eggington as well. Showing good head movement.
That's the jab, his corner we're calling for. He's using it a bit more this round, so it's nice to see a young fighter doing as he's told.
Warburton, tricky and slippery. Knew too much there. The one constant success he has, Eggington, is those body shots.
Not throwing too many punches, Warburton. I think these body shots are troubling him. I think he's in a little bit of pain there. You know, it's, we usually expect to see him throwing more punches than he has done in this round. I think he's maybe feeling a bit of the pain at the moment.
Another round of pretty much complete control there for Sam Eggington.
On the ropes, Jim, will take him. Nice deep breath. When he goes down the ropes, that's when his head comes in. He's going to catch him with them. Get head shots, yeah. No one. best you can if not as strong as it. Also, his time.
Seen all this before, hasn't he?
He just seemed a little bit sorry for himself towards the end of that round, Warburton. He wasn't doing much himself, he was covering up mainly. You know, he doesn't grab hold and clinch and make things ugly. The phone would stop ringing if he does that. But I think body shots like this have just taken something out of him. He didn't bring an awful lot back in that round. There's some more of those body shots. And again, Eggington doing as he's told. The corner have asked for the jab, they've asked for body shots, and he supplied both.
Well, as I said earlier, John Pegg says his man is actually better over a longer distance. As I say, he won a Midland area title. He stopped Stephen Pearce in 7. He appointed Dave Ryan over 10, and Ryan had been the distance with the likes of Darren Hamilton and Curtis Woodhouse and Anna Lanoir. And after losing to Eggington, he went on to beat Paul McCloskey, so that gives you an indication of where Eggington is in terms of his development. And a stoppage win over William Warburton, if he can achieve it, would, as I say, be significant, because Warburton doesn't get stopped. Just twice. Nothing since 2010. Warburton keeping his distance. Trying to. He's caught in the corner there, takes a couple more body shots for his pains, and then grabs and holds. And there's a little word with Steve Gray, as he did as well.
Yeah, not a lot of ambition from Warburton. Usually in the early part of every round, he comes out and gives it a bit of a go. He's not showing all that much at the moment, and a lot of that is down to the fact that Eggington won't allow it. Action from Warburton. He's not really letting any punches go. I think he feels that when he lets the punches go, he's been countered. And he's been countered hard.
Warburton just drawing him in, saying, come on, lead off. Point in that last round, Jim, that we're seeing less and less work coming from Warburton, and we're seeing more and more distance. Not right now, obviously, because Warburton's pinned in a neutral corner, but if Warburton can get space between himself and his opponent, he's taking it at the moment.
Yeah, I think he's quite happy just to see this one out. You know, he was showing a few bits of ambition earlier on. He's been hurt to the body, he's been hurt with a couple of headshots as well. So we're seeing a lot of movement, but not too many punches coming back from him.
Still boxing in a contained manner here, not going hell for leather.
No, it's a good sign that he's not becoming frustrated. He knows he's winning, he's happy with that.
Well, as I said, there's some maturity there. Plenty to come. We've seen Sam Eggington, we've got Randall Munroe and Josh coming up a little bit later on. Josh Warrington, and then Scott Quigg will be in action against Shipiwa Munyai, the South African, who's popped in at late notice. Saw Quigg earlier, didn't we, Jim? Earlier in the evening. He's just so cool and so relaxed.
Yeah, he was out in the arena getting pictures taken with some of the young fans. It was nice to see. He's a lovely kid, and I'm enjoying his success. So looking forward to a good night. This is a tricky night for him tonight, but he's on a roll at the moment. He's really flying.
Back to this one. Sam Eggington for me, Jim. Bothered looking at your card. I'm sure you're scoring the same as me. Tough to make much of a case for Warburton winning too much here, but he's come out fast here. And Matherton without really landing anything. his time. He's not wasted a lot. Like I said, speaking to him yesterday, he knew that this wasn't going to be some guy who could just come in and steamroller him. He would have to think about it, take his time, and measure his performance, and that's what he's done.
Yeah, I'm sure he would like to shine on a big show like this, really put on a terrific performance, but he's sensible enough to know the type of opponent he's facing. So he's kept his cool head, hasn't become frustrated. Warburton will probably give it a bit of a go in the last round, but in the fifth round here, there's still plenty of movement from him, and not too many punches.
Another right to the body there that I think Warburton felt. He followed up with a left hook as well, Eggington. And it's body work that's really been the significant difference maker, because look where his guard is when Eggington attacks the head. And the body shots, they're effective. Nice little right hand counter though from Warburton, but it's an isolated moment for him. And Eggington picking some good shots upstairs, and Warburton coming back with some good shots of his own.
I think he's forced to respond there, Warburton. He was pinned on the ropes. Eggington wasn't allowing him to move, so he came out firing back, and you can see quite effective when he did that.
Yeah, really timed that well. Followed up with the body shots as well. And Warburton is really covering up now. Just trying to get away. And there's nowhere to go. Just going from corner to corner at the moment.
What I like to see, Nick, young fighters at this level is that they improve with every round that goes by, especially against the cage-old foxes. And I'm sure that's the case with Eggington. He's got better every round. He's kept his cool. Really setting into the attacks up well, putting punches together nicely, and really dominating now.
It's the cool head, as you say, Jim. You know, he's had him hurt a couple of times. He hasn't just gone crazy. As Warburton would enjoy that. He's just kept himself very, very focused. Warburton doing a nice bit of work with the left hand there just to keep Eggington at bay, but it really has been safety first, and Eggington getting through with another big right hand upstairs. And it's so one way at the moment. And Eggington just pouring it on. Every so often Warburton realising he's got to throw some punches to keep the referee out of it.
I think the body shots have taken an awful lot out of Warburton. We don't often see him caught so cleanly to the head as he was in that round. I think he'll be quite happy this is the last.
He was quite happy he was right by his stool as well, to be able to walk across the ring.
Deep breaths, deep breaths. Now listen, that was a great round.
He has some big right hands in that round, you know. Picking them nicely, and he's kept his shape all the way through the fight. Warburton just kept it nice and calm, cool head, steady pressure, and impressive bursts of punches. He forced Warburton into a response there, so you see what Warburton's capable of, but he just can't get himself into this fight.
When he comes, all you got to do is put then follow up him, grab on his waist.
What do you make of it, Jim? I mean, there are one or two people in this arena that have some influence, let's put it that way, and they feel that this guy, not Warburton, Eggington, has some real, genuine championship potential. Would you go that far?
Yeah, but I like him every time I see him. I like him a little bit more. And tonight, okay, this is a fight we fully expect him to win, but the way he's gone about it has been bang on. And yeah, and I look forward to see him when they step him up in class, start chasing titles. But I think he's very capable. You know, he's well schooled, a good solid base. He has all the basics. He has all the punches. He doesn't get caught with silly punches. So no, there's a lot to like about him.
So it should be an easy fight to be made. Put him in for the English title.
I thought Warburton might have given it a bit of a go in the last round, as a lot of the journeymen do. But no, I think he's more thinking about just seeing it through. Hear that final bell, then the phone coming again next week, possibly.
Which is exactly what's going to happen for him. But the difference with Eggington here is you see so many young prospects. If it doesn't go their way, they start to run out of ideas. We're not seeing that with Eggington. If anything, he's getting more dominant with every passing round. And how
times have we seen a young prospect against a journeyman, and it's really fizzled out by halfway, and the journeyman has pretty much neutralised the prospect. Not here. Eggington still finding new things, still making Warburton work and earn his money.
He's worked in the right range as well, Eggington. He doesn't get close enough to get fouled up. He always gives himself his spaces off. So not all told, I mean, okay, it's a fight. He's fully expected to win and win well. But the way he's gone about it has been impressive.
Once again, I think for Monday morning, William Warburton needs to have his phone close to hand because it'll be ringing again. He will always be in demand, and rightly so. I think Sam Eggington's phone might be ringing over the next few months as well. Through with another right hand upstairs, and more success the longer this fight's gone on with those right crosses. Soaked up a lot more, hasn't he?
Yeah, these body shots have been painful. I think they knocked the ambition out of him pretty early, so he stuck with it, trying to just show plenty of movement. And full credit to him, he hasn't made it messy, he hasn't been grabbing hold up close. So it's been decent to watch, one-sided, but he's done his job, Warburton.
Well, with a surname like Eggington, it's going to stick in the memory. But keep an eye on this fella over the next year or two. Sam Eggington looks like he might be a find. That was a 6-round shutout. And it was an engaging and entertaining 6-rounder as well, against a very capable and clever opponent. And yeah, he'd have loved the fireworks, he'd have loved the razzle-dazzle and the big knockout. That was never going to come against Warburton. But he needed to put on a show, he needed to show some maturity, he needed to go through the gears a little bit. And I think his report card will be pretty impressive at the end of this one.
Yeah, and as I was saying during the commentary, the main thing at this stage is the fighters get better as the rounds go by. Don't start struggling, don't start becoming frustrated. And that was the case with Eggington. He's worked a lot better, you know, he kept the pressure, didn't allow Warburton any success. So that everybody's happy.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. After 6 rounds of boxing, referee Steve Gray has scored this contest. For Warburton, 54 points. For Eggington, 60 points. Your winner from Stourbridge, Sam the Savage Eggington.
Eggington gets the win, Paul. Impressed. I was, you know, and the thing with Eggington is it's a nice refreshing change. He wins, he's offered the fight on Wednesday. He takes the fight thinking he's in the away corner. He gets told to come up, he's looked after, and he takes his chance. And, you know, he's on Sky Sports Television, which a lot of kids want to be, and he takes it with both hands, and he impressed. This is a bit of TLC. I rate him. I think he could definitely get up to, you know, English, British type level. You put him in, no problem, and he's only a young lad as well.
Warburton was no pushover, no, made sure he had to work for the win. Yeah, he's tough to look good against Warburton, you know, he fiddles his way through. But he's also one of those fighters, if you give him the opportunity, you know, if you give him any inclination that you're beatable, he'll take it. And he obviously knew tonight Eggington wasn't one of those fighters, so he kept it up. He got hurt a few times, which you don't often see, because Warburton's a tough kid. He got shook up with a few right hands, worked the body well. So yeah, I think, you know, with, as Paul said, with a bit of progression, it could be a very good fighter.
Glenn Eggington's dipped his toe in the prize fighter tournament twice. He's started to slowly but surely deal with domestic level. Where did he go with him?
Well, I think, you know, he's obviously impressed somebody on prize fighter, because they put him on a big bill like this, and for a 20-year-old to do that, it's great, you know, it gives them a little taste of what it's like. The unfortunate thing was they put him in with a tough journeyman, William Warburton, so they give him a stage to shine, but then took away the shine a little bit, so that was unfortunate. But, you know, I mean, opportunity knocks a little bit, it's all out there for him.
Okay, onwards. Commonwealth title action next after the break. As unbeaten featherweight Josh Warrington aims to successfully defend the belt he won in style.
pretty lively. I think we're going to enjoy this one.
Good punches from Warrington, good start. The Leeds man really teeing off here. Oh, nice right uppercut from Munroe, but he caught some punishment on the way back. Oh, that was good. Warrington didn't see that one coming. Warrington right on top here. Drawing some gasps from the crowd.
These are terrific bursts of punches he's coming up with.
He's rolling now, the Leeds man, and Munroe just trying to stay with it. Off the touches again and rocking it. There's a glint in Josh Warrington's eye. He fancies this. He's in trouble again, Munroe. In big trouble, and he stopped it. Josh Warrington becomes Commonwealth Featherweight Champion.
Every country has its moment. It's time to shine.
When the universe conspires, planets align.
Scotland invites you. Our stage is set.
For one brilliant year, we'll never forget.
A homecoming to celebrate all that we are. Countless events, parties near and far.
We welcome the world to come and to share, so you too can say, yes, I was there.
Discover the UK's #1 car site today on PC, tablet and smartphone. Auto Trader.
Experience the quality of Nespresso, and you won't let anyone compromise your pleasure.
Yeah.
Please.
It's a Voluta.
There was.
Do you want me to...
Oh, so nice of you, Mr.
George.
George Clooney's inside!
Espresso. What else?
If you like fast, you need new Evergreen Extreme Green. Incredible greening power that lasts.
At Curry's PC World, brilliant Azus Mimopad tablets from only £99. Whatever size you need, we've got it, including this 7-inch now only £99, and this 8-inch down to £149. Save on these slim WD My Passport Ultra 1TB hard drives with a 3-year guarantee, now £55, including a free carry case. Plus, until Wednesday, save up to half price on internet security to protect all your devices, with top names like McAfee and Norton. So hurry, big Easter deals at Curry's PC World. We can help. How does Rachel feel about small business insurance?
I'd rather deliver my cupcakes and get stuck in a lift with a fire-eating goblin. Correction, a moody fire-eating goblin. Fight him, befriend him, dance with him, and even think about insurance or policies. And that's how I feel about insurance.
Luckily, you can get up to 7 quotes in under 6 minutes for your small business. Get a quote online now and get on with it.
Temper, a mattress so supportive, so comfortable. All you'll feel is weightless. Take the Temper Challenge to find your perfect mattress and receive your free travel pillow worth £60. For details, visit temper.com.
Our fight cameras roll into Cardiff next month. Former world champion Nathan Cudley is back, rebuilding his career at a new way from the domestic rival Tony Bellew up to cruiserweight. Joint headlining in the world's capital, European featherweight king Lee Selby. That's 8 PM, Sky Sports 1. Commonwealth featherweight crown on the line now here in Manchester, and a first defence for Josh Warrington from Leeds, facing him Leicester's former world title challenger Brendan Munroe, hoping to make experience count. Let's get to the MC. John McDonald.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue the action here at the Phones for You Arena, Manchester, England, where Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Sport now proudly presents 12 rounds of boxing for the Commonwealth Featherweight Championship. Sponsored by 888 Sport, Sports Direct, Lonsdale and VIP Auto Sales. We are live on Sky Sports and continue to bring you the very best ringside seat in the business, and a very very special welcome to Manchester, England, to our millions of viewers joining us in the USA on AWE, a wealth of entertainment. All the officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control, the Commonwealth Council. Our supervisor is Al Hayes. Timekeeper is Jamie Kirkpatrick. When the action begins, the scorecards are in the safe hands of our three scoring judges. Howard Foster of Doncaster, Steve Gray of Fleetwood, and Terry O'Connor of Birmingham. When the bell rings and the action begins, the man in the middle, the man in charge, is our referee from All Hallows, Kent, Richie Davis. So, ladies and gentlemen, away we go. Introducing to you the challenger. Fighting out of the red corner, wearing the multicoloured trunks, weighing in at 8 stone, 13 pounds. 33 fight record, 28 wins, 11 inside. The scheduled distance, 40 defeats, 1 draw. Former European and Commonwealth Super Bantamweight champion and world title challenger. Ladies and gentlemen, it's two-time Randall Munroe! And now, it's time to meet the champion. Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks trimmed with blue and yellow, weighed in at 8 stone, 13 pounds, 8 ounces. 16 fight record, 16 wins, 1 inside the scheduled distance. Coming to the ring as the former English featherweight champion, he is the reigning and defending Commonwealth featherweight champion, making his first defence. He is the Leeds Warrior Josh Warrington. So let's get the action underway. There's 12 rounds of boxing for the Commonwealth Featherweight Championship.
Okay, fellas, you've both had your instructions in the dressing room. You know what I expect of you. Behave yourselves, do as you're told, and above all, defend yourselves at all times. God bless you both.
Richie Davis with his final words, a title once held by the likes of Peerless, Jim Driscoll, Azuma Nelson, Colin McMillan, Paul Ingle, to name but 4, currently in the hands of this young man here from Leeds, Josh Warrington. And looking to take it away from him, the long-time European Super Bantamweight boss, Randall Munroe. 10 years age difference between these two. The feeling is, if Randall Munroe can't win this one, surely his long and illustrious career is pretty much over. And against that, whilst Warrington brings in a 16-fight record that shows he's unbeaten, he's never been in class like this. And that's why the odds are pretty tight. But the bookies fancy youth over experience. Warrington, 6-4 on. Would you fancy youth over experience, Jim, or would you fancy that Randall could roll back the years here?
Well, Warrington's a defending champion, but this is a big step up in class for him. Randall Munroe was an outstanding European champion. You know, he fought for the world title against probably the best of the champions at that time, and he won a final eliminator to get that shot. So everything he's achieved in his career, he's earned it. So he's a tough man to beat. Also, he's a southpaw with a real good engine. So we're asking a lot of Warrington to step up to the plate here. Certainly a rising young star. And the bookies have him the favourite. And he started well.
As you look at Randall Munroe's record over the years, 2 wins over Kiko Martinez. He handled the Spaniard pretty comfortably in both of those fights. Kiko now a reigning world champion. He also beat Victor Tarantzas, who went on to become a world champion. Warrington's never been in with anyone remotely that sort of class.
Started things nice and tight early, Warrington. This is clever, you know, getting the jab to work against the southpaw. Munroe a little bit looser, you know, not so defensively tight. So nice little exchanges, but Warrington maybe landing the cleaner shots in the early stages. Munroe trying to make an early impression. Warrington, as you can see, moving in a clockwise direction, which is the way you want to do against the southpaw. As he's picking some lovely, sharp-looking counters, Warrington. He's settled quickly. This is a good start for the young man.
I thought it was really
clever and had a great engine on him as well when he won the time against Samir Munroe. His shot selection was very accomplished. A lot of poise, a lot of ring intelligence as well. He's a bright guy. Graduated from Leeds University in dental technology, and that's the day job. He's a dental technician.
I think Munroe is going to have to find a bit more sharpness in his work. You know, he's just looking a little bit sluggish the way he's getting his punches off. I don't know, maybe if he's come in thinking in 12 rounds I'll box myself into this. But Warrington is looking nice and sharp, he's concentrating. But a good start to this one.
Success, like Chris says, his success will be his downfall because he's going to think he can stay there a bit longer. Yeah. Spec will stay there a bit tighter when you come in and play. Okay. Yeah. No, use the feet, get the hands.
Good enough though, yeah. Interestingly, after Jason Shipfield, Warrington's success is going to be his downfall.
Well, I think they recognise that Warrington had a good start and they're asking Rendell to tighten up. His defence is a little bit, and I would also ask him to sharpen up his punches too.
Round 2, Josh Warrington defending his Commonwealth title against the vastly experienced Rendell Munroe. Rendell, who packed the game in after losing in this arena to Scott Quigg. Quigg destroyed him with body shots that night. Their first fight was abandoned with that head clash last time out. He was stopped again. Lee Selby was bitterly complaining about that one earlier in the year. Got a bit of a chip on his shoulder about that round. He thinks he was pulled out of that way too early, but he was losing every round and he wasn't throwing much back when the stoppage came.
Excellent sharp responses again from Warrington. Munroe trying to exert a bit more pressure. Impressive little bursts again coming from the champion. There's another one.
Nice little raiding tactics. Warrington picking some good shots here. Munroe looking to try and land a left hook.
I just don't think Munroe's finding the target there. He stuffs. It's been blocked. And then little bursts coming back. There you go. And again.
There's a body shot. There from Munroe that did get through at the end of that little exchange. Warrington digging in a couple of right hands. And again, a nice little slashing blade from Josh Warrington.
This is a mature performance in the early stages of this one from Warrington. I like the way he's keeping everything nice and tight, the chins down, the hands up, using the jab against that southpaw stance.
Getting through. Munroe busy. Look how much body movement there is there as well. But
he's not well balanced. No. He's not set up well. He's all over the place. There is that nice compact look that Warrington has. And some decent punches off in this round, Munroe, but not matching the sharpness of the other guy. By this southpaw stance that he's having to deal with. I thought it may have taken him a couple of rounds, you know, to get his head round it, but not quite the opposite.
Josh earlier in the week, I said, what you can do with sparring, and he mentioned Maxie Hughes' name, then clammed up. He said, I don't want to tell you. I'll tell you if I win. So they've obviously been working on something, and again, Warrington in the driving seat here in the last few seconds of this second round, and again, on the bell, Munroe made to miss.
And that's how it should be at the end of the season. That's why we do have the most exciting league in the world.
Monday Night Football on Sky Sports, the only place to see the title race live.
Now listen to me. All's I'm asking, you don't have to push him back, you don't have to walk. A very positive start for the young man, Jim.
Yeah, well, he's putting together little bursts of punches which have to be impressing the judges. They're impressing me. Rendell Munroe just a little bit sluggish. Well, the punches taking too long to get them off. Landing decent shots now and again, single punches, not matching the champion.
You mentioned it in that last round as well, Jim, just how busy Rendell Munroe is, but to what effect? I mean, his footwork isn't great, his balance doesn't look great, and there's a lot of movement, but no great end product with it. He's still getting forward counters. He's still not blocking off those jabs of Warrington's that are coming through. Good left to the body there from Munroe.
Even when he lands, he never lands unanswered. Warrington always comes back with something because he's moving as long as he gets the punch home Munroe, but he stays there too long. Maybe if he was putting 3 or 4 punches together, it would negate the counters, but he's just throwing single shots. Better than flashes from Munroe in this round.
Yes, it's not so much success for Warrington in this round.
A bit more head movement from Munroe as he's getting the punches off. He's not hanging around waiting for the counters. Close round. This is far better from Munroe. More head movement, more kind of sharpness in his work. He was a little bit lethargic for a couple of rounds, I felt. Maybe he's thinking 12 rounds is a long time. I have plenty of time. This is better from him.
Really in good shape, he always is.
Shot the left hand to the body from that southpaw stance. I think he felt that, just a little intake of breath.
Much better this for Rendell Munroe.
Still have feelings for you, Rick. Trying again. Thursday from 9 on Sky Living HD, or watch it now on demand.
Well, this is going to be one of the Manchester nights they talk about in years to come. But Anthony Crolla and John Barry in action, Scott Quigg defending his world title. All that's after the youngster and the old hand have settled their differences here. And the balance of power definitely switched a little bit in that last round, Jim.
Yeah, Munroe, the best one we've seen there from him tonight. So we'll be finding out what he has left in the tank. He took a lot into that round, Munroe. Well, he's still a little bit kind of loose in his movements. Warrington still has that nice compact look.
Spearing jabs with the following right hand. Nice little wicket right to the body there as well from Warrington. This is better.
Yeah, see that little tight setup he has paid off there. You know, he can just march up close and get the bursts of punches off him as he was doing in the first couple of rounds. Munroe still has that kind of looseness about his boxing, so he's showing plenty of target. So if you step up close and let little bursts of short punches go, it's going to work for Warrington. Nothing on target there for Munroe.
Knocked off, isn't he? Lunging in a little bit there, Munroe.
Warrington much more effective when he takes it to Munroe. He was standing off in the previous round. I wonder if his corner gives him a little bit of a tongue lashing. He's much livelier in the fourth round here.
Well, his corner. Cornerman knows it well. Mr. Dan. Sean Reagan.
Yeah, a lot more life. Warrington in this round. Nice body shots too, switching up nicely there.
Yeah, that was a really nice left to the body there in the middle of that exchange. Warrington's shot selection much better in this round. Punishing Munroe when Munroe engages as well. With a left, but the body shots coming back from Warrington. They do trade. Just get the feeling Warrington's landing about 3-1.
Just don't get the feeling Munroe's getting full stab in his punches. He's never a huge puncher. But if your balance is not right, then you're not, delivering the power in your shots. He just seems to be here, there, everywhere, all over the place. Warrington still looking nice and solid.
Well, he's got the campaign back on track in this round, Josh Warrington. Let's see if Munroe can find something different in the next round.
My name is Kaylee Padder and I'm on the apprenticeship scheme at Sky. I've been interested in media from doing it in A-levels, but I wasn't too sure on the route that I wanted to take, so I decided to get work experience. Sky Academy is a perfect place for me to get that. I really got to get stuck in and help on loads of different projects and campaigns. It was truly rewarding. I realised that this is what I wanted to do. I found a real passion for marketing.
Encouragement there for young Josh Warrington after Randall Munroe had threatened to impose himself. Warrington came back very impressively, Jim.
Yeah, and it's nice to see he's not worried about the 12 rounds. I mean, he's in 3 10-rounders and a 12-rounder in his last 4 fights, so he's nothing to worry about as far as the 12 rounds goes.
He said, look, nobody was bringing in the East European imports for me in the early going. I had all these tough journeyman survivors. He said, also, I turned pro at 18. I was very young. He said, I'm only just developing my man strength now. He said, the power is going to come. If you've got power, it's still tough to impose yourself on. You're always busy. Randall Munroe. Nice.
Nice crisp punches again from the young champion. He was stepping right into that right hand. And he's perfectly poised to let nice little sharp, short punches go when he gets close. Munroe's still a little bit kind of wider with his shots. I don't know that Munroe's all that comfortable with this pace. I think he would like to calm things down a little bit. Get his southpaw skills on display. Warrington not allowing it.
He's very fit, very strong. Warrington. So against the terrific mode one.
On the left hook there. That one Munroe high there, but I think he felt it.
He did. He did, and Warrington sensed it as well. And Munroe did a nice job covering up there, but he was definitely hurt. No matter what I was saying, Jimmy, he moves moves around. He's a bit of a nomad, Josh Warrington. He's got a gym in Leeds, a gym in Castleford that he uses, does his strength and conditioning work in Dewsbury. But he's a very, very well-conditioned athlete.
And that little short, straight right hand is working well. They say that's for the punch for the southpaw. I was more troubled with the left hook myself, but he's got it working for him. Yeah, this is good. He's picking up the pace and he's staying with it. He is making Munroe work, and the one who's under pressure is the one who tires. So this is good, sensible boxing from the young man.
Don't forget the 10-year age gap. I mean, he's as committed as Rendell Munroe is. 33 years old. How much longer are those wheels going to work for him?
Warrington still not allowing Munroe to move in an anti-clockwise direction. That's the way the southpaws want to move. That's the way their legs work properly. So really good tactics and good stuff from Warrington.
Enjoy allocated seating on every flight. Glide straight through the airport with the EasyJet app. And travel with confidence on one of Europe's most punctual airlines. Flying with EasyJet has never been easier. This is Generation EasyJet.
Well, this Commonwealth title fight flying by, and apart from that one round where Rendell Munroe made some significant adjustments, Warrington's had pretty much things his own way, hasn't he?
Yeah, that was the one round that Warrington backed off a little bit, but since then he's taken the bull by the horns, he's taken the initiative coming forward. And for me, Munroe's the one who has to sharpen up and improve a little bit, start using the southpaw stance to his advantage.
Well, nearly halfway through this 12th round as well, so Munroe and that wonderful career he's had needs to draw on some of this experience to tame this youngster. I've been impressed with Warrington's demeanour as well. He's not been overawed, and he's grown up. He's a Rendell Munroe fan, loved him, loved watching him. His idol here, threatening to give him a working over now.
He almost looks that little bit more business-like than Munroe, doesn't he? You know, he's... well set up, sharp, little bursts of punches. To take the initiative away from Warrington, you know, he's trying to top him with long punches with no great snap behind them. So you would think, the way things have been going, that we would see a huge drive from Rendell Munroe, but we're not seeing that. Yep, the better punches coming back again. That Munroe's work seems to lack the snap that we've seen in the past. Short right hand again.
Munroe missing really badly. Just left off as well, and a swift left to the body for Warrington. As we reach the halfway point of this fight, the youngster's pretty much in complete control now. And frankly has been for most of the previous 5 rounds as well.
I mean, I'm just thinking, count the real good, clean head punches that Munroe has landed. There's not really too many. But he's really taken some in return. That little right hand again working for Warrington. There it goes again.
Making the fight well, Rendell Munroe, up against an inexperienced opponent, but he's a very capable opponent. A lot of good skill set.
I mean, the champ, Munroe's throwing. There's no snap in it, so Warrington's quite happy just to walk past it. That swivel for Munroe at the moment, I feel.
What can they do? What can they do? Jason and Mike Shinfield. This team's been together a long, long time. They know each other very well.
Come on. Yeah, right.
Don't seem too bothered, Jim.
I just feel the better quality one. You know, and the last word in the exchanges, which is also a little bit important, it's coming from Warrington. Maybe this little clip here is showing us the best of Warrington. But I just think he's producing the better one.
So 6 rounds done. Here we go with round 7. Josh Warrington, the defending Commonwealth featherweight champion in the blue and white, against the old veteran, former European champ for so many years, Randall Munroe. And your card, Jim, shows Warrington comfortable.
Yeah, a couple of those rounds were close, but I still felt that Warrington was producing the better one. And the 6th round was a close one, and the close round, some decent one from Munroe. But then I still preferred the champions one.
Getting through then another for Warrington. Got a body shot from Munroe. Comes up into a corner of the body shot. One comes out, but he's going to work on the midsection again here, Warrington. Great shots on it. Love the way he just switched from head to body there.
See, Munroe was always big for a super bantamweight. You can push people around. In fact, the CSS was pushed around there was quite surprising.
Well, he was bullied against Lee Selby physically. That's no surprise. Selby is a massive featherweight. He just pushed him around like a ragdoll. To see Warrington threatening to do the same there was a real surprise.
Well, with the first half of this round gone, the better work has come
And again,
from Warrington. So, Munroe has it to do again in this round. Just at the stage, the sharpness that's required is not there anymore. Just the split second, there's a difference between landing and missing, or taking a punch or slipping a punch. Just that sharpness, not there. Trundling forward without a great deal of snap on his own punches. So it's just a little bit of an uphill struggle. Giving it his best shot, but there you go, just little sharp counters again.
And not too easy for Warrington as well. There's not a bit of work for openings there to be exploited. And again.
You know, there's nothing fancy with Warren. It's straightforward textbook stuff. Left jab, short, jolting right hand. It's stuff that maybe you would have expected Munroe to be able to contain, but he's not doing it.
Setting the pace, coming in his way, is Josh Warrington. Filling up nicely in here. Lots of good action still to come. And Josh Warrington so far making a very, very respectable job of defending his Commonwealth featherweight title.
Just doesn't seem to have the accuracy. And this is when he was pinned in the corner, and you used the word bullied, and I think that's pretty close to the mark. So it's showing a fair bit of grit to it as well as the
Jim, I
skills.
think Jim, there's stuff going on in the corner here. Jason Shinfield has pulled over Richie Davis, and it's been waved off. It's been waved off. Josh Warrington, with the biggest win of his career, defends his Commonwealth featherweight title. Rendell Munroe gave it everything he had, but it wasn't there tonight for him. Has been retired on his stool. And whilst we can all appreciate the joy that this man must feel, spare a thought for one of the great warriors of British boxing over the last 8 or 9 years. And is that the end of Rendell Munroe as a championship level fighter? If it is, what a journey and what memories he's given us. But he's been retired on his stool, and Jason Shinfield there, I think, has done the right thing. He called Richie Davis over and said, my man's had enough. He's got nothing left.
No, he wasn't firing in all cylinders right from the off. I gave him one round, I think it was the third round, but from that point on he was always in second place. He didn't have the sharpness of the power. He's in good shape, good. He's not been damaged. I think the corner have done the right thing. But I don't know that he can come back from this. That was a pretty comprehensive defeat to a young man who's on the way up.
I just heard Jason Shinfield there say, look, let Rendell Munroe speak tonight. That to me says Rendell Munroe is ready to announce his retirement.
I wonder whose decision it was in the corner if Rendell himself has maybe said, no, get me out of here. And it was, you know, he wasn't taking a beating, so I don't expect the corner would have pulled him out. I wonder if he even has jaw damage. I mean, he was hit with some really big punches as well, and I can see him in the corner here. And they're maybe working on the jaw. I wonder maybe if there's a problem there. But as you've just said already, Nick, he can be proud. He had a terrific career. You know, an exceptional European champion, fought for the world title. So good luck to him. If this is, you know, his swan song, I hope he enjoys his retirement.
Meanwhile, what a night for Josh Warrington. He might have just retired his idol. He moves onwards and upwards. But is that the end of the line for Rendell Munroe? Let's join our MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the 7th round, Munroe has retired due to a damaged mouth, has been accepted by the referee, therefore your winner. And still, the Commonwealth Heavyweight Champion, the Leeds Warrior, Josh Warrington.
Magical, unforgettable night for Josh Warrington, defending his title. And the stoppages are coming for the youngster as well. Rendell Munroe deserves a good round of applause. And if this is goodbye, some wonderful, wonderful memories for the old boxing bin man.
Yeah, well, that was a terrific performance, Nick, from young Warrington.
And Scott Quigg having his warm-up with Joe Gallagher. He's due up next against the capable and dangerous late substitute Shafiwa Munyai of South Africa. He's been in the country for a number of weeks and presents a whole new set of problems for Scott Quigg to deal with. As we saw earlier, Jim, Scott looks very composed, very relaxed. And it threatens to be an awkward night for Scott. But I think we're going to hear from Rendell in just a moment. Normally we hear from the winner, but Rendell has asked to speak tonight, so let's hear what he's got to say.
10 years your junior, did age catch up with you?
Well, I reckon so, you know what I mean? Obviously, like I say, I love the sport, I love training, but there comes a time when your sharpness just ain't there, you know what I mean? No matter how much I was trying, you know what I mean? Obviously, all respect to my trainer, my manager. Then he says, Rendell, it's not there, man, it's not there. You keep pushing, but it's not there. But, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I've done 10, 11 years as a pro, and I've always said, when my team tell me, it's time to call it a day, it's time, and that's what they say to me now, so.
You're a proud warrior and you've done very well, you've done everything apart from win a world title.
I don't know what do you want me to say. At the end of the day, I've got all respect for Warrington here, quality fighter. At the end of the day, for myself, I went to Japan, pound for pound best in the world, and I never reached my goal, but I love the sport and I love all the fans. Big thanks to everyone.
Josh, a big test this evening. Did it all go perfectly to plan for you?
Yeah, first of all, I'd just like to say I think
everybody should show Rendell respect. I've been a fan before I turned professional. I'm still a fan now, even though we've boxed. You know, I still expected a dangerous Rendell Munroe, so I will head for a dangerous Rendell Munroe.
A terrific win for you. What happens going forward?
I just want to keep going forward. I like winning belts, so see what happens. I know Selby may be moving on to world honours, and I know British may become short of that.
The young Josh here.
He's a warrior, and hopefully, like I said, he was a big fan of mine. And by the way he was fighting, I think he'd been watching my style, and hopefully he can come true, and hopefully he gets a chance at a world title. Obviously, won't have to go to Japan like I did. So, all big respect, and like I say to everybody, all the fans, everyone who's followed me over the years, big thank you.
Both Eddie Hearn's a chance we can go to Leeds with Josh.
Yeah, we got the date made at 21st. Just asked him if his hands were okay. Let's go to Leeds. I made it 21st, but just want to say to Rendell, great career, mate. Much respect to you. You've been a great servant to the game. Whatever you choose to do, good luck to you, my friend.
Full respect to Rendell.
Well, that was said. Klein, I'll go to you first. A few concerned look from former fighters. You can kind of recognise the timing out, the time was kind of gone from Rendell as he was fighting.
Yeah, it is sad. I was there at the beginning of Rendell's career, and like so many fighters, I've seen their full journey, and you know when they're full of fire, you know when their sharpness is there, and when the reaction's there. You also know when they're struggling, their balance is gone, their speed's gone, their reflex, they can't get back. And, it's the passing of time. He's been a terrific ambassador for boxing. Quigg Martinez, the current world champion at Super Bantamweight, he's beat him twice, Victor Rosas, he's beat him. So, a terrific career, and he should be proud of what he's done.
Proud of what he's done, of course. Josh Warrington, though, he had to do what was in front of him.
Terrific little fighter. He's got a great weight rate. Steve Wood's brought him along well, done a great job with him up until this point. And now obviously Eddie can try and get in those big fights. But can I just say something about Rendell Munroe? Me and Rendell boxed on a lot of bills together, over the years, and to see him finish his career like that wasn't nice. He should have really retired after the Scott Quigg fight.
Paul, it was frustrating when we were seeing actions like this, when it was trying to walk him down, push the fight, but once it was just too sharp and too young, too fresh for him. It was young bull against the old bull, and unfortunately, I said after Scott Quigg, Rendell should have retired. But it's easy for us to say, it's easy for me to say, but the counters from Warrington were just too sharp, too fast. It was like Munroe was trying to ask questions to the client, what he used to have with his body. Taking twice as fast to react to what his brain wants to do, and that's the first telltale sign you see is when reaction times go for fighting, and unfortunately tonight, and in my opinion, fighting against Selby, they were going then as well.
Yeah, it's an emotional goodbye from him. It is an emotional goodbye. Like Paul said, against Lee Selby, there was a bit of denial. He didn't think he should have been stopped, and it looked then that the writing was on the wall. But I thought, maybe against a younger man, a less experienced man, he would be able to find that extra little bit to get him through. But how must it feel for Josh Warrington to retire his hero? I remember speaking to Larry Holmes when he did that with Muhammad Ali. It's great to get up to that level, and then to see somebody you've admired so much, and to beat them and see them so sad must be a mixture of feelings.
To give Rendell Munroe credit as well, coming off a fight with Lee Selby. Lee Selby's a terrific fighter. You can't really judge how much you've got left losing to a fighter like Lee Selby. So you can see from the point of view where he could have gone, what, I could still have it at a lesser level, and unfortunately for him it's not happened, and I don't know how I feel for him.
Where to go from that unbeaten still? One is the Commonwealth title in style. Again, stops his hero in style.
Yeah, he won it in style, and I didn't think he would win it on the night. I've got to admit it. I went against him. He done brilliantly. He proved me wrong. He proved a lot of other people wrong who picked against him. But tonight, that was class. I love his counters. I love watching someone like that. He's coming forward. He's throwing shots, but as soon as Munroe lets his shots go, he's blocking, counting him with his own. So sharp, so fast, and he looked talented. He was in magnificent shape. He looked in great shape tonight, and I'd love to see him go for bigger titles.
Josh Warrington coming next. Scott Quigg defends his world crown. against South African dangerman Shafifu Munyai.
Fate threw everything at the McCarty family. The fire of 1880 couldn't stop us, nor did Prohibition in the 1920s, or exile from our home country in the 60s. The McCarty family didn't just survive, we thrived, because true passion can't be tamed. McCarty, untamable since 1862.
At Curry's PC World, brilliant Azus Memo Pad tablets from only £99. Whatever size you need, we've got it, including this 7-inch now only £99, and this 8-inch down to £149. Save on these slim WD My Passport Ultra 1TB hard drives with a 3-year guarantee, now £55, including a free carry case. Plus, until Wednesday, save up to half price on internet security to protect all your devices with top names like McAfee and Norton. So hurry, piggies to deals at Curry's PC World. We can help.
Experience the quality of Nespresso, and you won't let anyone compromise your pleasure.
Yeah?
Please.
Is it Beluda?
It was.
Do you want me to...
Oh, so nice of you, Mr.
George.
George Clooney's inside!
Nespresso. What else? Davidoff Cool Water Night Dive, the new fragrance for men. For the kitchen sink, all the pets. Last minuters, we're all sets. For the waving going, the small fry, the losers, and the Wi-Fi users. For head and the bookers, the latest lookers, the brokers, jokers, and I'm sure I know that blokers. For the nearly there's, just can't wait. For all those lovers, or just good mates.
For a car and driver from only £69. Book now at irishferries.com. The Irish for ferries.
How does Rachel feel about small business insurance?
I'd rather deliver my cupcakes and get stuck in a lift with a fire-eating goblin. Correction, a moody fire-eating goblin. Fight him, befriend him, dance with him. Didn't even think about insurance or policies. And that's how I feel about insurance.
Luckily, you can get up to 7 quotes in under 6 minutes for your small business. Get a quote online now and get on with it.
Temper, a mattress so supportive, so comfortable, all you'll feel is weightless. Take the Temper Challenge to find your perfect mattress and receive your free travel pillow worth £60. For details, visit temper.com.
Welcome back to a big night of boxing in Manchester. Now for a world title scrap. A tricky defence for Scott Quigg. Here's Andy Scott.
Very Scott Quigg remains one of only 3 surviving British world champions, but risks it all against South African danger man Shafifu Munyai.
He's totally different style to what I've been preparing for, but like I say, I'm world champion, only one of 3 in Britain, and I've got to be able to deal with this, and I will do.
He's a good fighter, but I think he's not good as me, because when I look at his record, he's been knocking out 20 people. There's no 20 people who has knocked out that are good as me. After a draw against the talented Cuban Joandris Salinas in October, the unbeaten super bantamweight star can finally accept his billing, following his first win as WBA belt holder against Argentina's Diego Silva.
Listen, I feel like I'm world champion. That's what, on paper I'm world champion, and that means nothing. I feel like I want to prove I'm the best
With original opponent Nahoma Semeno unable to travel due to visa issues, in steps a late change of opponent who has wrecked British dreams before.
Again, the quality shots coming from the South African hand.
Victor Lachlan started to take a look, and he says no more. Martin Power's Commonwealth dream is over. Shafiwa Munyai has won the crown here.
The talented and skillful Munyai, known as the Atomic Spider, will come prepared, having been in England helping Martin Ward get ready for his title tilt against Stuart Hall.
I fought Martin Power at short notice. I went to Mexico at 5 days short notice. I still did 12 rounds. I still knocked the guy out. So there's nothing new on this.
Calls for a fight with domestic rival Carl Frampton refused to go away. The champion knows every performance is comparable and under scrutiny. But the South African is determined to rip up any future plans.
Anything can happen. I would say if I had enough, maybe 4 weeks, I was going to knock him before round number 4. But at this fight, I just go with the pace. I just go with the rhythm. But anything is happen. Can I show you I'll stop him 8 or 9? Will be out.
These are the fights that you've got to be taking care of, not only just winning, but winning in style and looking good, and that's what I will do. And like I said, them fights with Carl Frampton or Santa Cruz, people like that, they're the fights that you've got to, you've got to aspire and want to be involved in.
Quigg promising to be his very best. Have you witnessed an improvement behind closed doors every day? Anyone that knows him and has trained with him, he's obsessed, and he is an obsessive, maniac in the gym. He brings a big bag in about 4 foot long, what he can fit in of different gadgets, bungee cords, balls, speed balls. He's just a consummate pro. He finishes in the gym, he goes home, he gets in bed, he gets up, he goes back to the gym, he goes home, he eats, he's back in bed. A lot of people say, eat, sleep, train, he's beating them now. He is that, and he always has been, but he's improving all the time. As he says, and it was a great conversation that I had with him, I'm not going to get any fitter. I'll do 12 rounds bell to bell like a train no matter what. I'll never tire. So I'll work on the smart stuff. I'll work on getting better, improving all the time, always getting better. Any coach and any boxer can always improve, and he's had that attitude since day one. That's why he is where he is. Jeffy said he's not going to get any fitter, he's going to work on the smart stuff. What tactics does he need to take against a taller, rangy, decent boxing Munyai?
As Paul said, he's sort of obsessed with the game, Scott. So that's going to stand him in good stead for a late change of opponent like this. He would have studied Munyai before, he would have seen him before, going back through, obviously it's the same weight division. So he would have seen him, he would know how to adapt. So that's the first part of it. The second part of it, how fit is Munyai? Because he's coming in at relatively short notice, but he's been sparring with Ward. That wasn't so long ago, so that's going to carry him into this fight. How fit is he for the 12-round sub fight, and more importantly, how well is he done the weight? That could be a big factor because, as Paul said, Scott's so fit. Once you get into the championship rounds, or beyond 8, 9, 10 rounds, that could be a telling factor.
The weight comes in issue. He was too to the scales yesterday for him. Munyai, what's he have to do? Great opportunity for him to win the world title.
Opportunity hasn't really come for Munyai after some good wins over here, so this is a wonderful opportunity for him. And they haven't really had time to study him that much, the Quigg camp. But Munyai is dangerous. He's taller than his opponent. He's one of those. He's one of those fights you don't want to give the opportunity to. They've had to give him the opportunity. So he's there now. He's taller than the champion. He's longer reach than the champion. He's a very, very good fighter. And the fact that the big down against him was the fact that he only had a week's notice. Now he's since found out that he's been in this country a month. He's been training all the time. He's been sparring with very good guys. And, people in the know are saying he's been turning them over. So all of a sudden, this looks a very dangerous fight.
Very dangerous indeed. So can Scott Quigg retain his world crown, or will Munyai cause a major upset? Let's get to the MC, John McDonald.
Ladies and gentlemen, time to meet the boxers. Please would you welcome now the challenger from South Africa, the Atomic Spider, Shafiwa Munyai. Well, when opportunity came calling. This fella was Johnny on the spot. They needed someone quickly. This fella was in the UK and said, you know what, I'm free, I'm available, I'll give it a go. We know he's tall, we know he's rangy, we know he's dangerous, we know he's highly capable. But I'll go back to something that Jamie Moore just said there. He's not prepared a 12-week camp. And he did struggle a little bit on the scales. Will that be a factor tonight, Jim, against the always super fit Scott Quigg?
Yeah, well, I mean, Munyai is a young man who fully deserves, and he has done for a number of years, to fight for a world title. It's a pity when his big chance comes in a week's notice and he's not fully prepared for it. We know he can't be in the best of shape. There's a difference between, taking over fitness and fit for a 12-rounder. So we know it's not ideal conditions, but he's waited so long for a crack at a world title. He's grabbed this with both hands. He is a quality operator, he is a solid puncher, he is a real classy fighter, so he does have a chance, but really, you have to respect this young man, the conditions he's in, the fact he's on a roll. The second half of the fight must belong to Scott Quigg.
Well, he's got Johnny Roy in his corner, they brought in Kerry Case as well. Lee Beard is in there, lots of good experienced people. He's been doing some work this week in the Oliver Harrison gym where Johnny Roy works as well. And I talked to one of the guys in the gym and said, what do you make him in? And he said, I just watched him beat up a couple of welterweights. He looks sharp and most important of all, he looks very, very hungry. He knows this is a huge opportunity tonight. Well, Manchester, it's time now to meet the champion from Bury, England, Scott Quigg. Well, maybe he's not a rock and roll star, but he's certainly a big star in this part of the world. Scott Quigg comes in defending champion, looking cool, looking relaxed. They had some concerns earlier, but Scott was saying, we brought in some sparring, we know what we have to do, we've got the game plan in place, just bring it on, he's ready.
Yeah, life is great for young Scott Quigg at the moment. I felt a little bit sorry when he won his world title, he was upgraded from interim champion. His first defence, he hung on to the title with a draw. It was wasn't really satisfactory. Just on a little bit of a roll, and he had a great chance to shine tonight against the original opponent, Serrano. Things once again have got tough for him. They've got to cage. He's a real awkward customer tonight. But as I say, he's a young man on a roll who lives and breathes boxing, so I'm sure he'll cope with whatever Munyai can throw at him tonight.
Well, the place is rocking as we take a look at the tail of the tape. Has that height advantage. He's certainly a lot taller than Semeno, and that's who Quigg have been preparing for. The reach advantage as well, and he does put out those spearing jabs. The South African who's been around the block a little bit, but he doesn't seem to have too many fights, possibly because, as Johnny says, well, you know what, he's in the Who Needs Him club. He was out for 21 months after boxing in 2011. He's not got a lot of rounds recently under his belt. So will there be a bit of rust there? The atmosphere really terrific as we anticipate Scott Quigg's defence of his world super bantamweight title. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in this great city of Manchester, England, it's now time to show the rest of the world the respect we have for the national anthem. Firstly, South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to sing along. The national anthem of England, United Kingdom. As if the appetite wasn't whetted up already. What a fantastic atmosphere. And now, it's the main event, the fight of the night. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Sport proudly presents Rise Up 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Super Bantamweight Championship of the world. Sponsored by 888 Sport, Sports Direct, Lonsdale and VIP Auto Sales. We are live on Sky Sports. And ladies and gentlemen, to the millions of viewers joining us live in the United States of America on AWE, a wealth of entertainment. It's Fight Night Live! All the officials have been appointed by the WBA in association with the British Boxing Board of Control, whose supervisor Al Hayes. The supervisor from the WBA from Toronto, Canada is Mr. George Martinez. Timekeeper at the bell is Jamie Kirkpatrick. And the scorecards are in the very safe hands of our three scoring judges. Firstly, from Germany, Oliver Bryan. From Spain, Juan Garcia Reyes. And from England, Terry O'Connor. And when the bell rings and the action begins, the man in the middle, the man in charge, is our referee, Howard Foster of Doncaster, England. And so, here we go. Introducing to you the challenger fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed with white, weighted at 8 stone 9 pounds 11 ounces, 27 fight record, 24 wins, 12 inside the scheduled distance, 2 losses and 1 draw. The ring, IBO Super Bantamweight Champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, he was the Commonwealth Bantamweight Champion. He is now the challenger from Makwara, South Africa. Please welcome the Atomic Spider, Shifiwa Munyai. And now, here he is, the champion. Hiding out of the blue corner where the black trunks trimmed with gold, weighing at 8 stone 9 pounds 8 ounces. Defeated 29, contest 27 wins, 20 inside the scheduled distance, and just 2 draws. He comes to the ring as a former undefeated British Superman champion. He is now the reigning and defending undefeated WBA Super Bantamweight Champion of the world. From Bury, England, it's Scott. So that's it. The waiting's over. Here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Super Bantamweight Championship.
Scott's both in the dressing room. You both know I expect. Keep it clean, great. Straight away when told. Both got your heads in close. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
The last time Howard Foster was in in this arena. He was in the eye of a firestorm of controversy. Props grows. But look what that's led to. The rematch at Wembley Stadium next month. And knowing Howard as we do, he will be hoping that's the last time his name gets mentioned tonight. Here we go, 12 rounds. Scott Quigg defending his world super bantamweight crown against the late son, the very dangerous, capable and awkward South African Shafiwa Munyai.
Well, Scott Quigg has a reputation now and again. He starts slowly in fights. He can't afford to do that tonight. Munyai throws wide, slashing punches that can cause some facial damage. So he wants to get the concentration on board straight away. And just do pretty much as he's doing little feints, take his time to let the punches go. But really, get the mind sharp immediately.
They made some late adjustments in the camp, of course, bringing in one or two taller sparring partners. They brought in John Hayes from down the road in Action Underline. John's fighting next month for the British super middleweight title against Gary Sykes. So that was good sparring for both of them. The is that Quigg, once he starts to settle into a rhythm here, he'll try and break down Munyai with body shots. First, he's got to be able to get into range to deliver those body shots. Long jab and that reach advantage that Munyai has potentially could be quite a problem for Quigg.
Yeah, Munyai's popped a couple of right hands home already. So he's cagey, he's not looking to set the pace or take it too quick. He'll probably want to box his way into this, dictate the pace, being that he's taking the fight at short notice. So Quigg must put a dent in them as soon as possible.
Quigg in no hurry, taking his time. Looking at what Munyai's got. Munyai happy to keep it at distance. Beatings behind that jab. Nice response. The left hand at the end of that exchange from Quigg.
That's more of a scouting mission, the opening round. Nobody taking charge. Munyai doesn't look the beast that I saw in the previous visits over here. He's cagey. He's just taking his time.
Also, what a hook! Devastating from Quigg. Munyai staggering to his feet at 7, but he looks all over the place.
13 seconds to go in the round.
And Quigg, get rid of this fella inside a round. Just missing there as he loads up and gets him again. And Munyai can't wait to hear that bell. There is the bell. Munyai survives. But what a devastating hook from Scott Quigg.
Yeah, but Munyai is still in a bad way. His legs haven't recovered, his eyes still look glazed. That was a terrific punch from Scott Quigg right out of the blue. I was just saying that Munyai didn't look the beast that we saw in his last couple of visits here when that punch landed, and that looked like it was all over because he was straight onto his back, lying flat. Usually when you see a fighter like this, the fight is over, so it shows he still has his toughness, but that was a terrific punch. That one punch wiped out everything that had gone before in the round. He was struggling to find the range up to that point, but what a wonderful start to this defence from Scott Quigg. Tremendous.
Now, how much recovery has he managed to get in that last minute, in that minute's rest? Now Foster wants some of the liquid cleared out of that corner. An old pro's trick there, buys a few more seconds, but has the head cleared. And the legs steady again. Huge punch from Quigg.
Well, that shows that Quigg has to take it to Munyai. I think Munyai has gone in with a plan maybe to take things easy for a few rounds because he's not match fit. And maybe his concentration wasn't quite what it should have been, but he was caught with a terrific punch So Quigg wants to capitalise on that. He's dented the guy's confidence. Dent it again.
Missing. Quigg for the left hook again, but Munyai saw that one coming. Swinging and missing.
Quigg wants to step in, get the feet a little bit closer before he lets the punches go. Munyai is cute, he looks to have recovered pretty much completely from the knockdown punch, and he's digging in some decent punches of his own now.
Yeah, that was nice work with the left hand. Munyai. So we got a second round finish of Diego Silva. Making another early night here. He's looking to the end of those left in the body here, Munyai. He's a bit more solid at the start of this round.
Quigg managing to block a lot of the punches, but they're impressive looking punches from Munyai. So he's got a lot of
Shot again, he's shot with the right hand. And Munyai went down almost in slow motion, and he'll do really well to get up from this. He's on unsteady legs at 7. Howard Foster having a good look at him. Somehow he's up. But Quigg's put him down with both fists now. And is it going to be another early night for the man from Bury? And it's over. Scott Quigg has wiped him out.
Listen, that is a terrific performance from Quigg. We can see Munyai come in at short notice, but what he's just done to Munyai has nothing to do with Munyai's fitness, his stamina, his preparation. It just wiped a good fighter right out of there, first with a left hook in the opening round, then with a crushing right hand in the second round. That was terrific. Quigg has the look now of a world champion, the confidence of a world champion, and he's just put on the performance of a world champion. That was terrific.
Meanwhile, they've got the paramedics in here for Munyai, who's in a bad way. So the celebrations have just been toned down in the corner. While everyone respectfully and quite rightly waits to make sure that Munyai is okay. But that was destructive power from Scott Quigg. Munyai now sitting on a stool. Well, it's extraordinary that he managed to get up from that knockdown, because that just took everything. He showed tremendous willingness, wanted this so badly. It was such an opportunity for him. Quigg, first, as you say, the left hook, then just a right hand from hell. I mean, that was a wicked shot.
No, Nick, Quigg landed 2 punches, and both of them scored a knockdown. I mean, that is terrific. We're pretty sure now that Munyai is okay. His precautions taking place. Boom, bang on the chin. Both punches landed bang on the sweet spot. And there's the result you get. Look at the way he leaned right in with that shot, getting the hips and the shoulder behind it. That was a finisher. Credit to Munyai for getting back up again. But look at the way the legs just stiffened and froze. And down he goes, pretty much the same as the knockdown in the opening round. He had time to recover in the opening round. The bell saved him. But I think there was about a minute and a half still to go at least in the round here. No way he was going to recover. Howard Foster gave him a chance to get himself back into it, but it was pointless. And that was a terrific performance from young Scott Quigg. If he didn't feel like a proper world champion before, I'm sure he will now.
There will be questions asked about the weight issues and the short notice, but there aren't many super bantamweights, Jim, whatever the preparation, that would have stood up to those 2 punches that Scott Quigg landed in this fight. They were devastating.
Yeah, and the confidence that he showed in taking the change of opponent. I mean, this really looked a tricky assignment for Quigg. I thought that he could actually start be losing some of the early rounds, because this guy is good, he's clever, he's powerful, a real good fighter, but he wasn't allowed to show if he's still a good fighter or how good he is. Quigg just took it away from him completely with 1 punch in the opening round and 1 punch in the second round.
Well, as we're speaking, Munyai is being taken back to his dressing room. He is walking, so that is the good news. He is going under his own steam. But obviously, everybody hopes that he is okay, and he won't be staying, obviously, for obvious reasons. He needs to recover now
as we hand over to our MC to announce the formalities.
Ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Jamie Kirkpatrick has recorded a time of 1 minute and 56 seconds of the second round. Referee Howard Foster has stopped the contest, with Munroe in no position to continue. Therefore, your winner, and still the WBA Super Bantamweight Champion of the world, Scott Quigg!
And we've never seen him looking better, or sharper, or punch as hard. Very, very impressive night's work. So many people saying this could have been a real tricky one for Scott Quigg tonight, but he destroyed his opponent with the first meaningful punch he landed. Have you seen him look that good before?
No, that was terrific. I'm just thinking, Nick, recently Carl Frampton put up a terrific performance in the final eliminator for the world title. So Quigg had to come up with something of his own, and he did it.
A massive thank you to everyone who's turned out. It's great support, and we're all going to get a bigger thank you.
Well, bigger things on the horizon for Scott Quigg as well. There's talk of a unification fight against Kiko Martinez. Leo Santa Cruz, his name is floating around in there. Frampton's name always gets picked up, of course. Inevitable that one day those two will meet, you would think. Mick Williamson, who had nothing to do tonight, he joins the photos. The cut specialist, Joe Gallagher, settled his man down. Not that he needed much settling down. Joe, I think, was more worried about the change of opponent than Scott. Scott just said, well, you know, put somebody in front of me, I'll deal with it. And he did.
Yeah, well, Scott's world champion. When you're world champion, you want to prove it, you want to fight the best. And that's him a step closer to the real mega fights in the division. It's a red-hot division. There are lots of terrific matches to be made for young Scott Quigg, and he's on his way towards those.
He really is. Very, very impressive tonight. And what a future awaits Scott Quigg. Still WBA Super Bantamweight champion.
That's right, Scott's still undefeated, still WBA Super Bantamweight belt holder. Did that go exactly the way you wanted it to do? How happy are you with that performance here in Manchester?
I wanted to make a statement. I said you were going to see the best of Scott Quigg, and that's what I had to do. And no one's ever done that to Munyai.
Taking nothing away from Munyai, he took the fight at late notice. Were you surprised to win so quickly?
He took the fight at late notice, but he'd been training. He jumped at the chance, and taking the fight at late notice doesn't take your durability away. And I've just gone in there and demolished him.
Cagey start from both of you, then that left hook landed in the first round, and the right hand in the second.
Yeah, like I say, I had to have a calculated start to make sure they get caught with anything daft, see what he would adjust it to, and listen, John come up with spot on things with what we had a week's notice of nailing down what he was going to do, and this man outside him, he just nailed it down, and they were the shots that landed.
Trainer Joe Gallagher, put that win in context. How impressive was that? Was Munyai perhaps guilty of taking the fight to late notice and not being as good as he could be?
No, listen, Scott Quigg had a week's notice, never mind Munyai's notice. We had a total different game plan for Saroma before it. We turned around there and put a fantastic performance within 2 rounds. World-class punch power against a world-ranked top 10 super bantamweight. Not flyweights or super flyweights, world-class super bantamweights. That's
a little dig at Team Frampton.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype over his win over the other week, Carl Frampton. Listen, I like Carl Frampton. Good luck. I hope he goes and wins the world title. But there isn't enough credit given to this kid here. He's fought Salinas. Like I say, he's beat Rendell Munroe. He's gone and dismantled the kid here that people thought was going to give us an upset tonight. Never in our biggest dreams was that kid got to beat Scott Quigg tonight. People got to get behind him. This is the real deal, and he's got to bring back them brilliant Ricky Hatton Manchester nights back to Manchester, and this is the kid to do it.
That's a word with promoter Eddie Hearn. Great reception here for Scott Quigg. He's building up a real fan base. Inevitably, I have to ask what the chances are of a Carl Frampton fight down the line.
So everyone wants that fight. We're here. We've offered it to them, but the plan now is to unify the division. Spoke to Golden Boy this week. We want Leo Santa Cruz. We want Kiko Martinez. You know, of course, the Frampton fight is one that everybody wants, but if they're not forthcoming, it takes 2 to tango. We're here, let's talk. But for now, the plan is Leo Santa Cruz and Kiko Martinez if he overcomes Hasegawa. Scott Quigg is razor sharp, and I believe he can unify the division.
Leo Santa Cruz, obviously the target for Frampton. You're happy to try and take that opponent away from them?
Well, you know, it's a unification fight. He's not due a mandatory. Carl is the mandatory, but look, you know, it's nothing against him. We've got plans to unify the division. Look after number 1.
And the Santa Cruz fight is a massive fight. Like I said, we started talks this week. We'll continue those next week. And the plan is to unify the division. We could have some massive nights here in Manchester with Scott Quigg.
Scott, I know you're a massive fight fan. Are you going to make a quick change and get out for the Manchester derby next?
Oh, without a doubt. And I know Anthony Crolla's going to do the job and make it 4 wins out of 4.
So are you still feeling confident?
We're on a roll.
Well done, all of you.
Thanks, boys. Busy night for Joe Gallagher. Good start. I'm surprised. Listen, I'm surprised. I thought Munyai would give him hell for leather there. It made it look so easy. But I said to Adam within 4 rounds, and Adam said to me before, no, I think it probably mid to late, you know. But I've seen it every day in the gym. He's like that in the gym. He's explosive. He's a sub fighter. Listen, I want to watch Scott Quigg fight like that all the time in events and arenas like this. And I'd love nothing more than to see the good old Ricky Antony Manchester days coming back. This is some atmosphere tonight, and I'd love to see more of it with more people as well. Do you think Quigg can do that? Do you think Quigg can bring those nights in? Because he's got the crowd on the thing here. Listen, with performances like that, without a shadow of a doubt, let's not forget, Munyai is a experienced customer, tough character, but there is that little question mark about the making the weight can affect your punch resistance. But those shots would have finished him off regardless of whether he was weight drained or not. They would raise the sharp shots, and not just the power in them, the accuracy and the speed they was delivered in. Scott Quigg was on a mission tonight, and he made a statement. He said he wants to impress, he wants to perform to the best of his ability. Do you believe that's the best we've seen?
I think he needed to impress. He needed to really put a statement out there. And that was a statement, because he shouldn't really have done that to Munyai. What he did, was raise the shot, the left hook, and then the right hand. Both rounds, the way he took them out was clinical. I mean, it was absolutely a number done on a good fighter who we know has been in good form, has been in the gym. That's all confirmed. So he wasn't not training. He was ready, and he was good. But he just took everything away from Scott Quigg.
Let's talk about that fight that we all want. We're all hoping to get Carl Frampton. Why not? It's a great fight. I've got to be honest, at this moment in time, I've still got a slight little favourite for Frampton. But if Scott Quigg is improving, not a little bit every time at a massive rate, and another 2 or 3 fights down the line, if he keeps improving on that rate, then who knows. But that's why it's such a good fight. Oh, I know where you'll go, because obviously the same gym, Quigg Frampton. The thing with me, I love Carl Frampton. I'm a massive Carl Frampton fan. He's my son's favourite fighter. So I want to see Carl Frampton go and win a world title of his own, and then meet up with all the marbles when they both have both titles with a bit of luck. That's what I'd rather see as a fan. But Scott's my gym mate, and I win him every day, and I watch the stuff he does. I don't see Frampton in the gym every day, so I can't comment on what he does and how he's improving. But Frampton's an exceptional fighter, and I believe Scott's top draw. So I have to sit on the fence for now because I'm a fan.
Don't be asking, great divisions, great fighters need great rivals. They need other people in the division to make it exciting. And they are just bubbling up nicely. Carl Frampton will be world champion without doubt. He is very, very special. Scott Quigg is improving all the time. He just gets better with every fight. He's still pretty inexperienced. I mean, what a wonderful story. He left school at 15. The teacher said, "Why?" He said, "Because I'm going to be heavyweight champion of the world." He's a lovely, lovely guy. So he's come through really well, and it's just it's great to see nights like this happen, and it's going to be bigger.
Okay, we've got some bonus action now. We're giving Joe Gallagher a chance to get back to the dressing room and prepare for the big derby. We've got a super bantamweight battle here. Let's get to the MC, John McDonald.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We remain in the super bantamweight division with 4 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you firstly our visitor joining us in the red corner with the blue and white trunks and weighing in at 8 stone 13 pounds, a 6-fight record, 3 wins, 2 inside the scheduled distance and 3 defeats from Croatia. Please welcome Antonio Borovati. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed with gold, weighed in at 8 stone 11 pounds 10 ounces with a undefeated 6-fight record, 6 wins and 4 inside the scheduled distance from Macclesfield, Liam Hanara. Timekeeper at the bell is Andy East. When the action begins and the bell rings, our referee in charge is Mr. Steve Gray of Fleetwood. This is 4 3-minute rounds.
Okay, boys, if a call break, you must take one step back. Don't let any of your punches go in the back of the head. Protect yourselves at all times, okay? Touch them all. Good luck, boys.
4 rounds then, a chance for Liam Hanrahan of Macclesfield to impress on the big stage. Turned pro 18 months ago, has had 6 fights, won them all, hasn't lost a round, has 4 stoppages as well, and including Delroy Spencer. Delroy, he's getting on a bit, it's got to be 43, 44, something like that now, Jim, but Delroy is one of the great survivors of British boxing, and if you can put him down and stop him, as Hanrahan did, you must have something a little bit special about you. So let's see what he can do here against Antonio Horvatic, who comes in from Croatia with a record of 3 wins, 3 defeats. His 3 wins have all come in his own gym in Croatia and split the Joker gym. His 3 defeats have all been on the road, a variety of European locations.
Yeah, we're not quite sure about Horvatic. You know, he looks a little bit awkward in the early stages here. So he's going to do unusual things. So Hanrahan just wants to keep it nice and steady, but he's taking in good, powerful shots already. A good, solid-looking super bantam. Hanrahan.
Down the road in Macclesfield. Job of blocking off shots, covering up. So he's going to have to pick the shots here, Hanrahan. Just catch him with a counter or 2 when Horvatic does show a bit of willing, which he seems to be prepared to do as well, to his credit. Nice hook to the body. Horvatic comes back with a left to the body of his own.
Yeah, well, Horvatic just seems to like to cover up. Let Hanrahan let some punches go, then when it's over, come back with some counters. But these are thumping shots that are being blocked at the moment from Hanrahan, but they really look powerful. You can see the venom in that right hand to the body. Yeah, these are good punches.
In there, it wasn't a grimace from Horvatic as that left round its target. Around the back of the guard. Again, he's got another body shot. There was a low one in there.
Do you know, I was low. It didn't look to me, maybe you've seen replay, it looked as though it landed the hip to the groin area. I don't know if it was really back down in the danger area, but we'll see again. Well, it's not been too much of a song and dance about it, thankfully.
Just creating
but it was
some
low,
videos
no
for
question.
YouTube. Making videos. I'm sticking it onto YouTube.
You won't be able to do ones like
On
that.
Sky Sports.
Yeah, you won't be able to do that. Send them the copy like that.
It's right there, I think.
Success is coming with the body shots. I mean, you start
You
loosening
have
up
to
that
write
guard
a long
with some of those body
description
shots.
about how you don't open a video.
You should be able to pick him off.
He wants to start maybe thinking about
Have you been
uppercuts to
asleep?
the head. That was it, that was it. Because this fellow just he keeps the elbows down nice and tight.
This is off Sky Sports, man.
Credit
It's
to
not a
him,
bad
he's
stream,
giving
is
it a
it?
go. Horvatic, yeah, he's
Sounds too
quite
long.
aggressive again. He goes back to covers
It's
up.
on recording.
Let's Hanrahan have his little burst. Then he takes his turn. Hanrahan producing the better one.
Very solid look about the young man from Macclesfield.
It was near the end, I was nearly 2 hours into it.
Here, in Alsace, things are a little bit different. The top farmers are treated like the footballers of Britain. They are idolized and adored. And why not? They are living
I
legends.
just had 2 corn steaks, they're actually quite nice.
For they grow the mobs.
Corn? Yeah, corn. It's like, have you ever heard of that? A corn! They're made of mushroom, but I don't like mushrooms, but they're actually nice. It's like a meat alternative. What veggies are.
3 minutes. Young Liam Hanrahan here.
Eh?
That was lively, wasn't it? That was a good little first round here. You know, they both had their moments.
Life's pretty shit though,
Hanrahan
isn't it?
certainly had more of those moments. That was a low shot, yes, I thought it was at the hip area. But thankfully, he didn't make too much of a song.
So round 2 of this 4-rounder, and I'll just echo what you said earlier, Jim. Credit to Horvatic, you know, sometimes you see these late East Europeans come in and your heart sinks. You think, oh dear, here they go, they'll just come in, try and defend. But Horvatic is prepared to mount the occasional assault. Giving it a go, showing some willing here.
Yeah, he's awkward, he's ungainly, you know, I don't think he's quite mastered the basics. I don't ever see him kind of moving in behind the jab. You know, his herky-jerky, he's all over the place. But he can let some decent punches of his own go. But the Hanrahan looks a wee bit classier.
One that was borderline, yeah.
And he's been warned already this round.
That's another one I thought was a bit borderline, to say the least. Horvatic getting through with the right uppercut.
Be a little bit careful. You know, there are too many staying below the belt. He's a good body puncher and you don't want to discourage that.
All that good work to the body. He's not managed to get Horvatic on the floor yet.
Uppercuts to the head would be a good idea for Hanrahan. Yep, there goes.
There's a nice left hook to the body on the back of it.
Yeah, but finish with the hook behind the elbow. That's good. Yeah, good burst there.
Yeah, the guard of Horvatic. Starting to ship more and more punishment in this second round. The Croatian. Literally ripping his way through a bit of blood around the face. I'm not sure where that's coming from. Might just be from the nose.
Yeah, he's using that uppercut now. That's a kind of sickening punch when, you know, when you're in a tough little battle and you're getting hit with uppercuts. You know, they can sicken you.
And another one that was borderline, to say the very least. Not for the first
maybe a
time.
point. It's a final warning, or is it a point? It's a final warning, I think. No, it's a point. No, more okay.
But it certainly is a last warning. There's been a few of them in this round. That would have been on or below the target area.
I think maybe you should be thinking more about head hunting now. The uppercut is the punch anyway. And far too many body shots are straight below the line.
How does Rachel feel about small business insurance?
I'd rather deliver my cupcakes and then stuck in a lift with a fire-eating goblin. Correction, a moody fire-eating goblin. Fight him, befriend him, dance with him, not even think about insurance or policies. And that's how I feel about insurance.
Luckily, you can get up to 7 quotes in under 6 minutes for your small business. Get a quote online now and get on with it.
Lucky not to get a point deducted there. A few low ones sneaking in from Hanrahan.
Yeah, I thought for a minute, I mean, you couldn't have argued because too many have been straying low. But the funny thing in Horvatic's corner, I see he's second, pulling his shots down a little bit. You think he'd be pulling them up towards the armpits, the way these body shots are coming.
Round 3 then of this 4-rounder. Hanrahan so far is maintaining his record of winning every single round he's boxed as a professional, which is to take nothing away from the Croatian. He's given a real good account of himself here.
This is better from Hanrahan now. He's boxing in behind the jab. He hasn't been using the jab. He's just been marching up a good solid right hand as well. There the body shots again.
Chatting birds up, you Rick.
About him, doesn't he, Jim? Good flow, and round the way, just switches from body to head, back again. And knocks a bit on the back foot as well. Knocks a bit on the back foot there. Orbited pushed him backwards.
Yeah, he is smooth looking, but you know, he's strong and solid looking as well. And good aggressive style. I think we're going to see him in some good fights over the next few years. There's the uppercut, well done.
Orbitage been beaten 3 times on his travels. He stopped the once, that was against Montenegro opponent, whose name I wouldn't even begin to try and pronounce. You think the number of times that Abraham has got through.
Yeah.
He might have made it dead by now. And Orbitage is still there.
What phone? Maybe.
There's another uppercut getting through.
Yeah, that was another second, and that was a good shot. Yeah, full credit to Orbitic. You know, he's taking his medicine and hanging on in there.
He is slowing though, Jim. This is starting to have a serious effect on him. Just trying to G himself up there a little bit.
You know, as I say, these punches can sicken a fighter. You know, uppercuts right up through the middle, landing in the nose. You know, they're painful. Yeah, but he's still taking his bumps and trying to come back with something, but he's been outworked. And the hand beginning to dominate now.
Orbitage just to let Abraham know he's still around. But too easy now this for Abraham. It's target practice. Orbitage is game. Limited, Jim, but game.
Yeah, but he still couldn't have been. The Templar just the hands up in front of the face, march forward, block a few, then try and let a little burst of your own go. But this is painful. I think you'll be glad to see the end of this one.
This is a team that when they're in full flight are as good as there is around.
And they'll take some stopping now. They are in the European Cup semi-finals again. The world is watching.
The UEFA Champions League semi-final, Wednesday from 7, live only on Sky Sports.
They don't know where it's coming from, okay? On the size of the mill. Comes here, drop it down. Always mix it, yeah? Right, next week. You okay? Pressure this down, pressure. Let's turn the screw on him, yeah?
Our main event coming up after this one, Antony Crolla against this man here, the machine, John Murray. It's a 50-50 fight all the way. You can make a strong case for both of them in this Battle of Manchester. The last time I saw the odds, Jim, Murray had sneaked into the favourites position.
Yeah, well, he's the one with the experience. And this is a real good match, Murray Crolla.
It is one not to be missed. And it's coming up in a few minutes. Because we're in the last round of this one. Liam Hanrahan teeing off on Orbitic. Antonio Orbitic, the Croatian. Who's shown a lot of gameness. Having the odd moment of success as well. The right hand through there. But it's been one-way traffic this one, as expected. Another shove. Slightly frustrated looking Hanrahan. He would have expected when this match was made to have got rid of this fella. Still got time, but he's unloaded on Orbitic.
Yeah, I think he is tough neck and he's not catching the chin. And even most of the body shots are at least partially blocked. So, I mean, he looks a powerful puncher, Hanrahan, but he's just not landing cleanly, not finding the chin. Or clearly on the ribcage.
Overtich absorbed it.
But that was one of the few times Hanrahan caught him with his defences low when he was trying to throw punches of his own there. That was a good solid shot, and Overtich took it well.
Got him with the right hand there, Overtich as well. That was a decent shot.
Yeah, a little dip in the legs. I think it was just a reaction. I don't think he was hurt by it, but you know, just for an instant there, it looked as though he was.
Back to the body from Overtich. Not actually now his best round of the fight here in the last. Getting through with the third of those punches, the left, got through the guard. And he's hitting with everything, and Overtich has got less than 30 seconds to survive here.
I know it's only a 4-rounder, but Hanrahan has set a real good pace all the way through this. It's been non-stop punching. It's actually been an entertaining little 4-rounder, this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be at all surprised if we don't see Overtich back on an undercard. Again, he's come and earned his money. Hanrahan has tried everything he can to stop him, but it hasn't worked. Overtich gets through the 4 rounds. Not sure he won any of them. In fact, I'm 100% certain he didn't win any of them. But that was, as you say, an entertaining 4-rounder, Jim.
Yeah, but with non-stop action, you know, we didn't see any clinches. They were both letting the punches go. At times, Overtich was just looking as though he wanted to survive, but every now and again he would let some punches of his own go, kept it entertaining. Yeah, that was fine.
What?
So Hanrahan moves to 7-0. The stoppages stand still at 4. Still, I think he's lost a round though. Was a case for a point being deducted, but in the big scheme of things, no damage done. And I think we can now dispense with the formalities of this one.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. After 4 rounds of boxing, referee Steve Gray has scored this contest for Overtich 36 points, for Hanrahan 40 points. Your winner and still undefeated from Macclesfield, Liam Hanrahan.
Well, do you like what you see? Hanrahan pulls it a winner. I do, you know, he's a good little kid. It's going to be interesting to see how far he goes and what he does. You know, you're looking at him here with Dave Kohler now. If he can push him the right way, then hopefully we'll see some big things from him in the future.
Like the boys managed to steal a little bit of the limelight as well.
Well, it's great when it works like that, isn't it? You know, just sandwiched between two big fights. You know, he gets a little chance for a bit of exposure, so it's good. He's got to learn to keep his hands up a little bit. There's a right hand right at the end. Nearly did him a little bit of damage.
Okay, back to the action. Next is the Battle of Manchester. Red against blue.
Manchester, a city united, often divided by sport. One half wears red, the other cheers blue.
It defies description.
Tonight, the eyes of the sporting world are on us again, as they have been so many times before.
It looks to be on the verge here. It is stopped in round 7.
I love boxing brain. I'm telling you, Manchester, 9X Arena just absolutely wicked and I perform every time.
There's another knockup, and another one, and he's got him this time. Manchester!
Don't let anyone at 70,000 know Manchester fans. I'm just happy, I'm blessed, and what I want to do is keep entertaining these people.
Mancunians will always tell you we're ahead of the game. It's a place where things get done. The Industrial Revolution was just the start. With a city that brought you the computer, that spawns creative, artistic talent from every cobbled street. We were at the centre of cool Britannia, and yeah, we're still mad for it.
You know it's right, don't you?
We need to have it up here. We're proud of that. But rivalries always run deep. Up next is Crolla versus
home country in the 60s. The McCarty family didn't just survive, we thrived. Because true passion can't be tamed. McCarty, untamable since 1862.
At Curry's PC World, brilliant Azus Mimopad tablets from only £99. Whatever size you need, we've got it, including this 7-inch now only £99, and this 8-inch down to £149. Save on these slim WD My Passport Ultra 1TB hard drives with a 3-year guarantee, now £55, including a free carry case. Plus, until Wednesday, save up to half price on internet security to protect all your devices with top names like McAfee and Norton. So hurry, big Easter deals at Curry's PC World. We can help.
Experience the quality of Nespresso, and you won't let anyone compromise your pleasure.
Yeah.
Please.
It's a Voluta.
There was.
Do you want me to...
Oh, so nice of you, Mr.
George.
George Clooney's inside!
Nespresso. What else?
Davidoff Cool Water Night Dive, the new fragrance for men. For the kitchen sink and all the pets. Last minuters, we're all sets. For the waving guy, the small fry, the losers, and the Wi-Fi users. For head and the bookers, the latest lookers, the brokers, jokers, and I'm sure I know the blokers. For the nearly there's, just can't waits. For all those lovers, or just good mates.
For a car and driver from only £69. Book now at irishferries.com. The Irish for ferries.
How does Rachel feel about small business insurance?
I'd rather deliver my cupcakes and then stuck in a lift with a fire-eating goblin. Correction, a moody fire-eating goblin. Fight him. Befriend him. Dance with him. Even think about insurance or policies. And that's how I feel about insurance.
Luckily, you can get up to 7 quotes in under 6 minutes for your small business. Get a quote online now and get on with it.
A mattress so supportive, so comfortable, all you'll feel is weightless. Take the Temper Challenge to find your perfect mattress and receive your free travel pillow worth £60. For details, visit temper.com.
It's here. The rematch doesn't get any bigger than this.
So this is it. Everything for a reason.
It was a stone robbery the first time. Everyone knows it.
Wow! That is going to be controversial!
But it's nowhere to go. And it's nowhere to slow. If I knew what I knew.
I will be ready. Fingers crossed. And join me while I'm here.
You didn't want to take this fight. I think that's round one to me.
George Groves! Timing perfect!
It's getting nearer. A rematch, and it's only 6 weeks away. They're expecting an 80,000 sellout at Wembley for the boxing event of the year. Bitter domestic rivals Carl Froch and George Groves aiming for a conclusive finish this time around. Bonus action, James DeGale, Anthony Joshua, and a world title shot for Jamie McDonald also on the card. That's Saturday, May the 31st, a very special event on Sky Sports box office. Now for more friendly rivalry, this has got domestic classic written all over it. A 50-50 fight that's divided the city and the camp.
One thing that no one could deny is Joe Gallagher knows John Moore better than anyone, and I do see that as my advantage. Me and Joe, we met when I was 14 when I first started boxing. The idea was I was always going to turn over with Joe, and I did. At 18, I went to the pros, youngest pro in the country, and we had a good relationship. Joe was trying to be the trainer and the manager, and he was causing big problems like getting me fights, and we got for the Mitchell fight, and we took it even though Joe didn't want to take it. And
since then, that was it. That's when the relationship turned bad with Mitchell. For the Mitchell fight, he didn't train me. Because he didn't pass me once for the Mitchell fight. I didn't train myself.
Mitchell's trying to finish it. Here we go to Roma.
John's said what he's had to say and his feelings, if that's what he needs to motivate himself and get him going, and he feels that he's got to be, quote unquote, one of my prized possessions, then so be it.
It's just how lazy he's become as in recent times. I mean, he's having a lot of success at the minute, but he trains all his fighters at the same time. He don't give no one-on-one attention. He's in great condition, there's no doubt about that, but he's not as hungry as he used to be, I don't think.
We know John, he talks a good fight. He had me convinced many a time as a trainer, but like I said, at the end of the day, when all's said and done, John knows really what's going to happen.
Me and John are good mates, but that won't even come into it on the 19th. As soon as that bell goes, as soon as we're in that ring, that'll all get put aside. I won't have any problem doing it, and I know John won't either. There's too much at stake for both of us. John wants what I've got, and I don't want to let him have that. Although we are mates outside of boxing, it don't make no difference. You ever watch us sparring in the gym? We go to war. It was 2.5 years ago when we last sparred, which is a long time. I believe myself. I feel struggle to find someone who say I'm not improved as a fighter. I'm expecting to stop him. I'm expecting to knock him out. I'm expecting to do it brutally. John is known for his bravery, and I think we'll be talking about that at the end. I won't stop John on his feet running batting.
Jamie, what's got the timing right on this one? You can look at that from two different ways. John Murray is coming off a 2-year break, enforced break, but at the point where he started to take the break, he was shot worn, battle hardened, was the worst kept secret in boxing. He was always going out for the night of the town, right up until a fight. So the 2-year break, in my mind, has done him good. It's given him a chance to look back, decide, look at it and go, I wasn't living the life. On the other hand, crolla has come on leaps and bounds in that time, and he's gone into a top-class fringe world class fighter, 12-round level. Now, when all's said and done, Joe Gallagher does know John Murray better than anyone, but does he know him, the new John Murray, the reinvigorated John Murray? But who's to say he can do 12 hard rounds after coming off an enforced layoff and only having, 6 rounds in 2 years? So, he has been the busier fighter in the last 6 months, but, on the full scope of it, who knows? Oh, Thomas, he's 52 rounds in the last 2 years. How does he go about this job? Tactics at Everton and game plans Everton, and Joe Gallagher has been notably one of the best trainers in the country at devising game plans. You've seen that recently with fighters, you've seen it tonight. In my opinion, I don't think too many secrets away, not that it'll make any difference in how the fight's happening, but I think he's got to take the sting out to John early. I think he's got to weather the storm early, not too much, still let him know you're there, still try and take the rounds, but Crolla's got to come on late, and he's got to come on late, he's got to put it on John late, and take the old legs away from John, in my opinion, after the 2-year layoff. See whether that 2-year layoff has been good or bad, but you've got to ask them questions later on in the fight, and that's why I think it's going to be a barnstorming.
Glenn, how does Murray win the fight? I think Murray, if you look at the careers in the past, Murray's fought, the better people. He's the more experienced. He was fought British and European champion. There was a time when he was going really, really well. Some people like Lee McAllister and John Thaxton and Buckland, so he was really on fire then. He won the European title, defended the European title, and then the wheels come off. He got too interested in outside life and, didn't move to that next step. Now he realizes that was a mistake. That time in his life was wrong. He's lucky that he's got a second chance, and I think he's got to take that chance, because in his mind, told him yesterday, he really believes he can win this fight. The two great kids, really like them both.
Okay, boys, you've all stated your case. You know what we're going to do. Prediction time. Paul, Crolla. Simple as that. Desperate man's a dangerous man. I'm going for Murray.
Yep, and I'm going to go the same as Jamie. I think it's the return of Murray in a big way.
You, Johnny? I'm going for Crolla. Like the dancing feet. Right, Rob. But we'll find out the panel is split, and so is the crowd. It's an electric atmosphere here in Manchester, but it's derby time, boys. Let's get to the embassy. John McDonald. And
to meet two of Manchester's finest. Please welcome to the ring now, John Murray.
Much more mature John Murray. That's what you hear from everybody that knows him. That scare about the brain scan that threatened his whole career, that put it on hold for 2 years, it really has changed him. There's one little story I heard, Jim, a few weeks ago. He went out on his brother Joe's stag night 6 weeks ago, and he didn't have a drink. It's as simple as that. He is now very, very focused. He realises he's got a second chance, but he also understands it's a last chance as well.
Yeah, this is a fight John will not want to lose. The 2-year break must have been a worrying time, and we're all worried about it, but I think it was a good thing for John Murray, because before that he'd been involved in one war after another. I think he was physically worn out, his dreams had been shattered, nothing, a break was the best thing he could have. He's recharged the batteries. I think over the PC he's faced the better men. He has been the European champion, he's boxed at world level. I think he has the edge over Crolla. But this is a terrific match. This is a match that's good enough to top any belt.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's $1 Million Antony.
Has been overlooked about Anthony Crolla in all the talk about John Murray, Joe Gallagher, the feud, blah, 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 all the rest of that stuff. This guy is actually a veteran of Manchester derbies. He's had 4 already and won them all. Admittedly, none of them on this kind of scale. His temperament is terrific. Just look at how he's sauntering into the ring here in what is a very, very partisan atmosphere. And through all the build-up, nothing's taken the smile off his face. It's still there now. His composure and his mental state look very, very good, Jim.
Yeah, but there's no doubt Crolla is good enough to win this fight. Is he mature enough? Is he tough enough? That remains to be seen. But I think discipline is very important for him tonight. He cannot get dragged into the type of fight that John Murray likes. But I have a feeling that the atmosphere in here tonight, which is tremendous, I think Crolla might respond to that, and they want to do it in a macho way and fall into the trap that John Murray wants them to fall into. But whatever happens, I'm sure this is going to be terrific.
Well, there promises to be a real good domestic scrap as we look at the tail of the tape. Murray was the older guy when they were sparring. Everyone says, you know what, that was 2.5 years ago. It's a different Anthony Crolla now. How significant will that be? Murray made his debut in 2003, Crolla in 2006. And how do the bookies see it? Because you can make a case so easily for both of them. Murray, the 7-4 favourite, 7-4 home favourite. Crolla, you can get an 11-8.
Ladies and gentlemen, Manchester's finest now collide as Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Sport proudly presents the WBO Intercontinental Lightweight Championship. Sponsored by 888 Sport, Sports Direct, Lonsdale and VIP Auto Sales. We are live on Sky Sports and live in the United States of America, and a very warm welcome to the millions of viewers joining us live on AWE, a wealth of entertainment. All the officials have been appointed by the World Boxing Organisation in association with the British Boxing Board of Control, whose steward in charge is Al Hayes. WBO supervisor is Dennis Gilmartin. Timekeeper at the bell is Andy East. When the action begins, the 3 score judges are Richie Davis of All Hallows, Kent, Steve Gray of Fleetwood, and Dave Paris of Leeds. When the bell rings and the action begins, a man in the middle, a man in charge, is referee Terry O'Connell from Birmingham. And now, in the great city of Manchester, here we go! Introducing to you the challenger fighting out of the red corner wearing the black trunks trimmed with gold. Weighing at 9 stone, 8 pounds, 12 ounces, 35 fight record, 33 wins, 20 inside the scheduled distance, and just 2 defeats. Comes the ring as the former British and European lightweight champion and world title challenger. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the John Murray Machine! Across the ring is the champion. Fighting out of the blue corner wearing the white trunks trimmed with red and green. Weighed in at 9 stone, 8 pounds, 11 ounces, 32 fight record. 27 wins, 10 inside the scheduled distance, 4 defeats, 1 draw. Comes the ring as the former British lightweight champion. He is the reigning and defending WBO Intercontinental Lightweight Champion from Manchester, the $1 Million Antony. Waiting's over and away we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Intercontinental Lightweight Championship.
You know what I expect from you. Shake hands, the best to look.
Well, the atmosphere absolutely sensational here in the arena. But all the talking, and there's been an awful lot of it, finally is over, and it's down to 2 men who know each other, who are friends. John Murray and Anthony Crolla, friends, one-time gym mates. They've worked each other's corner, they spar together, they know each other very well. Now, they're aiming to put each other on the floor. Murray in the black with the gold trim, Crolla in the white with the red trim, and we saw Murray go to the body there. He is a very powerful body puncher, and I heard a bit of gossip, Jim, and it's nothing more than that, totally unable to substantiate it. I heard Anthony Crolla might be nursing a rib injury. If he is, that's the worst kind of injury you can have against a body puncher like John Murray.
Yeah, you wonder how much, the ability to put in that rumour, because I think that this is too important a fight for both these men for either to go in injured. But just as we expect, they've started loads of rounds, so no scouting mission right down to business. This is going to be a cracker. Murray landing the jab there.
Ball is staying out of range. Draw Murray onto it. We'll have to go look for John Murray, that is for sure. Murray looking to work downstairs.
This is the tactics I would have expected from Crolla. Plenty of movement, but he'll have to put enough snap in the punches to at least discourage Murray. He's not a big puncher, Crolla. He's going to have to push snap into the shots.
He needed something as well, because he'd been caught with the left of the body earlier that I think hurt him. Crolla getting a bit of a telling off from Terry O'Connell, the referee.
Yeah, Murray won't mind that, because that put a message across the kind of moodies that Murray's done the more work so far in this round. Some nice clean countering from Crolla.
The last time we saw Murray, of course, Jim, was up in Scotland. Just took out John Simpson in 2 rounds, just absolutely overwhelmed. John, who is a real brave, strong guy, but also just a feather weapon as well, naturally. No business being in the lightweight division. Can he do the same against Crolla? It's much better for Crolla. Getting through with the jab, just missed with the right uppercut, following up though. John
a lot of pressure from Murray, but he's missing a fair bit as well. But he'll be happy he's making Crolla work. That'll be all part of the plan. Throw him into his kind of fight. If Murray is able to get close, then he's happy.
It's just the kind of fight that he wants, though, isn't it, Murray? He wants it to be relentless. That's what he's going to be. Crolla will not be able to take a breather in this fight, not once. And if the first round is anything to go by, this could be a very special night.
Liquid calcium seals teeth and protects the nerves. Job done.
Arm & Hammer Enamel Pro Repair Sensitive for up to 16 weeks pain relief.
Go outdoors is for everyone, from families to those thinking about starting one, from party animals to little monsters, whether you're 1 man or 10. Get up to an extra 30% off tents with a discount card. Go on, go outdoors!
Who won the opening exchanges? They both had their moments, Jim.
Yeah, that's a tough one to score. I mean, Murray did an awful lot of work, took the initiative all the way through the second half of the round. Crolla was coming back with some lovely clean punches, possibly on work rate. Murray might just have shaded it, but I tell you what, some lovely work coming back from Crolla. I wasn't an easy one to score, and I think that's going to be the story of this one.
Wouldn't be at all a surprise. Round 2 then. Continuing to hunt his man down. Crolla continuing to box on the back foot. Little raids here and then there. Little left to the body there from Murray. So much more mature these days, Anthony Crolla. That fight back in April 2012 when he lost his British title to Gary Matthews. Just engaged in a slugging-out war. With a box like that against Murray, he's going to come second.
He's using the jab to good effect in this round, Crolla. Timing it nicely, then getting himself out of there. This is clever stuff from him. You've got to be hitting hard enough to stop Murray in his tracks. You can't let him alone to swarm all over you. Good right hand from Murray there.
Yeah, and he blinked at Crolla. He felt that last right hand. Murray just on his case immediately.
It can be disheartening when you're landing good stuff jabs and the other fella just keeps coming. But Crolla's the one landing the punches in this round. Good first there from Murray.
Well, Murray turning up the heat here. Nice right hand to the body. Picked a nice one there, Crolla. Murray keeps coming. Nice left hook to the body from Crolla. Can't slow Murray down.
Nothing that Crolla does has any effect on Murray. And over 12 rounds, that really can be disheartening. Murray getting a little bit of momentum on his work at the moment, but still missing a lot.
Big cheers, but no damage done. Murray did not land in that exchange. Clever again from Crolla, who is showing good composure under fire here.
Yeah, but I think Crolla's boxing well here, exchanging punches there.
Murray giving him nowhere to go.
That's the strength of Murray in the last minute of the round here. Just trying to impose himself on Crolla, deny him the space. But Crolla still boxing well, trying to keep things at long range.
Starting to blow a little bit hard here.
Well, Murray is making it work every second. I think Crolla's won this round with the cleaner boxing, the cleaner punching. But he's been made to work every second, and Murray looked pretty comfortable there.
Here we go. I'm ready. Whoa, I'll settle for that. Shirt even fits. Here we go. Oh. Yeah! Get in now! Fancy game of tennis? Connect Sports Rivals. Only on Xbox One. fragrance for men.
Well, Murray's throwing all the punches as you would expect. He's out throwing Crolla, but the difference between them, if our stats man is to be believed, is negligible.
Well, I've got a one-round apiece at the moment. I was impressed with the accuracy of a lot of Crolla's boxing in the second round. He's having uncomfortable times. I don't think he likes the pace.
Let's see if Murray can keep this relentless pace going here. If he can, and Crolla stay with him. Crolla find something to discourage Murray as well. And the body shots again from Murray. One of them was out to the line, and there was a complaint from the Crolla corner about it.
Yeah, Crolla kind of looked over to the referee, which is also dangerous. Protect yourself at all times. But it was a low punch, no question.
Crolla looking to establish the jab. Very nice job of making Murray miss. Striking back on him. Murray unloading. Good left to the body was in there. Crolla found himself right in the middle of a storm there. Finally gets out of it.
Yeah, Murray just looks, has the look of a man who will not be denied. Nothing that Crolla does has any effect on him. He's walking through it.
John Murray, and we ought to hear they're saying Crolla is slowing down. If he is, he's in big trouble.
This is terrific action. This is pretty much what we expected. Murray has always taken too many punches throughout his career. He's still doing it here. But that's just his style. Just do whatever has to be done to get close and inflict some damage.
Well, that's something that's not going to change. I mean, that was against John Simpson. He will take punches. So there is some success there for Crolla to be had, but it's that question again. Does Crolla get the dig to slow Murray down, to hurt him? It is a fascinating battle, it really is.
Crolla still keeping his boxing together, but Murray put a lot of work into this round. He's looked the boss. The way he's initiating the attacks, all good stuff again. This really is terrific action here.
And the way he varied the angles there as well. Murray, very, very clever stuff. The damage around the right eye of Murray. Swelling up under the... That's really starting to look a little bit messy. So some of those jabs have been getting through. Some damage has been done. Really terrific stuff this from both of them. Relentless from Murray, clever and gutsy from Crolla. A clash of styles.
For me, the opportunity came on a football field. As a young kid, I was very, very shy, but when I'm on a football field, totally different. What Sky have created is something very special.
Action!
I'm very proud to be part of Sky Academy because whether it's an athlete, whether it's in the arts, whether it's TV, it's creating amazing opportunities for young people.
Sky Academy, helping young people fulfill their potential. Find out more at sky.com/academy.
He's got some work to do with the eyes there.
Keep going, Charlotte, keep the pressure. But don't just walk in the same line.
Yeah, maybe then Murray's calling for a bit more head move, which is a good idea. There's some damage to his right eye. But when he gets Crolla pinned down, he really goes to work. That was impressive.
Four. Crolla came off his stool breathing heavily. The pace has been frantic. Murray straight back on him. This, of course, will not come as a surprise.
his face as that eye damage worse than Rogue. A good look at it. His back's to me at the moment. With some real solid shots from Murray there.
But still clever use of the jab from crolla. Murray continued just to walk right through him.
I like the quality of Murray's punches in this round. Some nice boxing again from Crolla. He's trying to keep it at a distance. Look at him pressed. That's what Murray's doing. There he goes again.
That right hand, I think, briefly shook Crolla up a little bit. Murray looks for another one. Looking overhand right. Well responsive, fine.
Just non-stop John Murray. Maybe for pushing down, I think.
It's a second warning. Murray needs to be careful. Crolla gets it badly.
Murray's getting a little bit of momentum in his boxing now. This is terrific, Crolla. Terrific right hand.
Yep, Crolla in trouble. Murray senses the breakthrough may be coming. Just pour everything on there, Murray. Crolla blocked a lot of those, but not all of them. This is a relentless assault from John Murray. And is he on the point of a breakthrough? Again, Crolla breathing hard.
I mean, this can break your heart. The guy just keeps coming no matter what you throw at him. That's a terrific little section there for Murray. Just taking a breather now.
Murray missing that time, though. Crolla doing a much better job defensively, making Murray miss. But back he comes again. The machine going through the gears here. And Crolla running out of places to hide.
This forced Crolla into his kind of fight. It's not a thing that both thought it was the bell there.
But it wasn't. What's going on there is the bell. All happening here.
I still have feelings for you, Quigg. Trying again. Thursday from 9 on Sky Living HD. Or watch it now on demand.
Murray's work rate is just relentless. Look at the number of punches he's thrown already. But it's a high-risk strategy. If it pays off, he breaks through and wins the fight. If he doesn't, can he go 12 rounds like this?
Yeah, but if he's landing punches, fine. If you're wasting punches, if you're missing or they've been blocked, then you have to think again. But if you're inflicting damage, if the one you're doing's taking as much out of the other guys as taken out of you, well and good.
Gripping stuff here in Manchester. This local derby has been engrossing through 4 rounds. Nice left of the body, Crolla. A bit of inside work there from Murray. Showing good discipline here in this round, Murray. Just trying to pace himself a little bit better. Picked off there though.
I think he knows he took a lot out of the time in the previous round there. He has to be sensible. Crolla's mature now, he's tough. He's not the same guy that Murray sparred with a few years ago. Murray not getting as close as he needs to be. He's reaching with his punches a little bit at the moment. Crolla trying to find a little bit of space. Good work there from Crolla.
Nice double jab again. He's had a lot of success with that jab. Movement or lack of it. It's always been a vulnerability of his. Crolla is exploiting it here. Again. He's still coming forward, but slightly more comfortable look about Antony Crolla in this round.
Yeah, he's finding him some space. He's using the jab well.
Good right.
Body movement. Yep, Murray swinging wildly there, missing badly. This is good stuff from Crolla.
Yeah, he's not wasting anything.
Keeping his boxing together, keeping his defences tight. Murray still using a lot of steam.
An assault there from Crolla, and then covering up as Murray trying to go to work. But Murray just won't stop.
Not a lot of clean work there from Murray. Throwing a lot. Some glancing blows.
And still some good work coming from Crolla. Burying the attack as well. He's landing the cleaner punches now, Crolla. No question about that.
Yeah, but his legs are looking strong. Took a good left hook there from Murray though.
The two sides of Murray starting to load up a little bit in this round. There's that clean, of course. He knows what's to happen. Continues to look really ugly for John Murray. But Crolla's done a tidy job in this round. He's kept some distance. He's picked some nice shots.
Yeah, showing some real good discipline in that round, Crolla.
8 sexy singles sent abroad for the holiday of a lifetime.
I'm buzzing. So excited right now.
Until their exes arrive, that is, one by one.
That was perfectly timed, wasn't it? This is the biggest stitch up.
Why so loaded for only mac and cheese?
Sky's down.
A devious new dating show with just one question. Whose ex is next?
Oh my god.
You heard Ex on the Beach, coming soon, exclusive to MTV.
Bring the opportunity, hit him to the body. And when he's standing in front of you, let more than a single shot go now. Bum, 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 3. Step back, and as he comes, nail him with a counter. Yeah, lovely on the ropes, nice cross arm, walk towards him, close the distance. Lovely bonus, 10 seconds.
There's some lovely boxing from Crolla in that round. Kept his boxing together. Constant movement. Found himself some space. Murray missed a lot in that round.
Murray needs a big round here. A lot of wasted work in that last round. Can Crolla build on this?
Murray pulling down in the head again. There has been warned for that already.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, Murray's not getting the punches off quickly enough. He's getting close. That's more like it.
Crolla missing badly. Still a lot of wasted work from Murray. He's going to miss an awful lot here. It's a mature performance, this from Crolla.
Yeah, again, he's showing the discipline, Nick. He's keeping his concentration, just finding some space, getting his punches off and then getting out of there.
Everybody said the early rounds would belong to John Murray. That makes sense, given the way he starts a fight. Because the longer it goes, the better the odds for Anthony Crolla. And Joe Gallagher, you might remember at the start of the program, said Crolla wins in 6. Well, he's got just over a minute to prove that right.
Well, Crolla's the one to show the improvement in the moment, Nick. This is real good stuff from him. It's solid as well. He's standing his ground now. He's not backing off quite so much. I wonder if some of the steam, he feels some of the steam is leaving John Murray.
Well, we saw it in the last round, and it's more of the same here. Again, Murray visibly slowing down here. And vulnerable.
Well, the one thing about Anthony Crolla, he does live the life. He loves the game. He lives for boxing. We've been hearing stories recently too about John likes to enjoy himself in between times. The stages of a real tough fight, that can show up. But Crolla really boxing well. Terrific discipline he's showing.
I think that's past tense for Murray, Jim, if everything that you hear is to be believed. He really has dedicated himself to this, but that frantic pace that he started with Murray, he can't maintain it. These last 2 rounds, he's not been completely outboxed, far from it, but he's not at the same level of effect. Paul Smith and Jamie Moore watching this with Ed.
Well, it's intriguingly poised, but is Jamie, is John Murray starting to tire?
It looks solid. I think I've got it 3 rounds apiece, but if I was to pick a winner out from this point on, I'd have certainly Crolla. I think he looks the fresher. He's stuck to his tactics a little more. John Murray did shake Anthony up a few little times, but he seemed to throw all his eggs into one basket and try and offload. It didn't quite work out for him, so I'd have to pick Crolla from this point.
Well, you said beforehand in the second half of the fight you expected Crolla to maybe push Murray back.
Yeah, I'm doing the tactics. I've got a level myself. I think everyone's pretty much scored at the same, but this is the tactics. This is Andy's territory. I think John's looking really leggy at the minute, and he could get a second win. He's looking to tire, and he's looking to come on strong.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks, guys. We're all singing up the same hit sheet here, Jim.
Yeah, but they're all square 3 rounds apiece as well. But Murray is the one who needs a big round and needs to put a dent in Crolla. He's been outboxed for the last couple of rounds. Crolla doesn't want to change, doesn't want to start trying to push Murray back. If it's working, leave it alone.
Murray again. Get through. Hurt Crolla. Murray.
Murray still is the bigger puncher now. When he lands cleanly, you can see the effect on Crolla. Nothing that Crolla's done has troubled Murray. So the tactics he's employing at the moment are perfect. He wants to stick with them.
Crolla busier. Just trying to take his time now, but still getting picked off. That jab of Crolla has been quite a weapon for him in this fight.
Murray's beginning to look a little bit heavy-legged. He's rubbing the forehead in now. These are kind of desperation signs. He knows he can't fully crawl it anymore.
That's something Paul Smith was just talking about, wasn't it? Murray's legs look a little bit heavy. Really, the pace he set off at. It really was almost all or nothing, but he had to get Crolla out of there. He couldn't maintain that pace. Still chasing, just having nowhere near the level of success here.
And he's walking onto the jab. Crolla's, his concentration has been spot on. Good stuff there. But whenever he's pushing down in the head again.
Crolla got a body shot in there, but other than that, it was all Murray. Looking for a second win right here. The last minute of this 7th round, and look how the response from Crolla.
Well, Murray has managed to find a little bit of improvement here, getting a foothold again. But still the long-range stuff, the impressive boxing, I think, coming from Crolla. This is a tough round to score. There's that jab again. Crolla.
But Murray has really turned up the heat again in the last minute of this round. But again, you ask the question, what's it taken out of it? The right hand over the top, following it up as well. But Crolla took it.
It's tough to split them in this round. They're both really had their moments. Huge effort from Murray. What is that taken out of the tank?
That was better. Big blows. Come on, big blows there. Wipe his nose, Joe.
Feel alright, pal? That would have better round, wasn't it? Come on, John, but he would have fighting man out there. Come on. Come on.
Keep going like that, mate. John Murray, on the management side for a number of years. Training him.
And that was another terrific round. Both had their moments. think Murray knew he had to raise the pace. Things were slipping away a little bit from him. See, when he lands cleanly, he shapes Crolla up. Crolla doesn't have the same power. There's the eye there, that's okay. You can still see fine out of that right eye, so no panic there. But this really is every bit as good as we hoped it would be.
Yes, I mean, remember it was the 8th round when he ran out of gas against Kevin Mitchell. We've all heard the stories about how everything was wrong for that, the training, his lifestyle. No such complaints tonight.
I think it's maybe time for Crolla to start stepping in behind the jab. Murray has slowed considerably. He has to be coming forward to be effective. So if Crolla can step in with the punches and stop him in his tracks, stop that march forward, they can take over here. He still looks to have plenty in the tank. He seems to have tasted the better of the two at this point. So step in with the shots.
He's showing us again, Crolla, that he can box for a game plan as well. We saw that against Kevin Reese. But here comes Murray again trying to tear that game plan up, but he can't. Second at the end of that exchange, right hand hurt him.
See, there's no head movement whatsoever. He's walking straight onto the punches now, Murray. He's the perfect tactics. He just wants to stick with these. Just step forward more often. Get some spite into the punches.
Crolla throwing punches and missing him. Signs of frustration starting to build in Murray's demeanour here. Little short jumps in left hand from Crolla at the finish of that exchange. There goes Murray again looking to work the body. When he's hit Crolla with so many body shots, I think we can all discount, as you did, Jim, that unsubstantiated rumour about a rib injury.
No, I don't think he would have taken this fight. I mean, this is a huge fight for him.
Get a blunt in the nose of Murray.
Murray trying to raise the pace in the last minute of the 8th round here, but cleaner boxing for me is coming from Crolla at the moment, and he's still looking strong.
Murray has put so much into this. He's still there.
Murray hasn't had the accuracy in this round. His big problem is getting close, but not making it pay.
Still going. When you record that, everyone can record your voice as well.
I know.
It's like commentary.
So now they're here.
Yeah. Who is it? Who's fighting?
It's just it was one that's on Friday. I'm getting off Sky Sports now. It was on Friday.
You get that
no, it was on Saturday.
Video as well, man.
I'm gonna have to try and stop bits and adverts and that. Cut them out. What are you doing, Rich? Living the dream, yeah? What are you cooking any cakes or anything?
Cakes? We haven't got cake next. I'm having a look downstairs now.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot there.
There's eggs.
Eggs?
I don't know.
This one does go to the scorecards. I wonder how the three scoring judges will view this.
What knows?
It's been non-stop aggression from Murray, that's for sure.
Sometimes that catches the eye of a judge. One thing we can say for certain is it is all to play for. Round 9. Murray certainly seems if to find a second win here. He's going for Crolla. Can he land clean though? Can he hurt Crolla? And Crolla responds. Missing with those right hands, Murray. He needed one of those to connect. That was a left that looked a little bit low. Crolla landed a left that was a bit more low, but nice little uppercut from Crolla. Good work inside from Crolla. He's winning this battle as they go toe to toe.
Yeah, well, Murray's managed to close the range down on Crolla, but he's not really taken full advantage of it. That was a terrific response from Crolla. This is Murray's kind of fight, but he's not dominating.
Two very, very tired men in there. And still 3 more rounds after this. Better from Murray. Finished off with a left of the body, but Crolla trying to re-establish the jab. And having some success there.
Murray has been sent out to have a big round and he's pouring everything out of here. Terrific effort from him.
Yes,
again, getting tagged with an uppercut. Boring him with the head a little bit there. Terry got to let it go. But they're going mad in Crolla's corner about that. Murray taking some real risks here. And caught again and hurt. Now, is Crolla able to capitalize on that? He really stung Murray for the first time in the fight. Again, working those uppercuts. Great stuff this from Crolla. Murray looking to respond the only way he can, but he looks shaky to me, Jim.
Yeah, the clean-up punches again from Crolla. Terrific. The accuracy which Murray has lacked. Murray is driving himself on, but there's no real method in what he's doing. Crolla is stuck with the game plan, trying to find some room for himself. Boxing beautifully at the moment. Crolla. This could go another round, Nick, but it decides it one way or the other because they're both using up so much energy here. They're both giving this everything.
It is a massive round, it really is. We haven't heard from Glenn yet, let's put that right. Let's join in.
Powell, the matchmaker, always used to say you couldn't do in 8 weeks what you've got to do in 8 years. He's seeing that a bit with John Murray here because he seems to be running out of steam despite being fit for this fight.
He does, you know, maybe that 2 years out, you know, that time he hasn't had a great build-up for this, only 6 rounds, so maybe he's just starting to feel it. I know he's had a great camp, I know he's trained very, very hard, but I think the deciding round we just might have seen it because that's took so much out of each fighter. Really, who comes on in the next round might prove it, you know. And I think it's going to be a deciding round.
Thank you very much, Glenn.
Well, what an extraordinary round it was. There was a moment there, Jim. I think a lot of us thought Crolla's got Murray where he wants him, but Murray dug in, found a response. Round 10. 2 more after this. Murray starts fast once again as your card, Jim, shows Crolla's in front.
Yeah, I think he's landing the cleaner punches for him, like we're seeing at the moment. But I mean, the aggression and what John Murray's put into this, if that's impressed the judges, I wouldn't argue about it, but this is lovely stuff.
He really is picking some beauties here, Antony Crolla. Just a mature, composed performance from him.
Yeah, he's the one with the plan, he's the one who's stuck with that plan. John Murray has come in just to grind out a result. You know, to grind the man down, but without a real plan. And I think the previous round really has taken so much out of John Murray.
Yeah.
Murray is
Yeah.
vulnerable to these uppercuts.
100% Rich.
Crolla is winning his battles inside. He's in trouble again, Murray. He looks very heavy on his legs here. Now can Crolla go through the gears?
Well, like I was saying, it was time for Crolla to start stepping forward with his punches and look at the effect. 2 Murray on the back foot. The job is done.
Blood going from the nose, and he is backing up as well there, Murray, and he looks absolutely on the point of exhaustion. Wicked left hook, hurts Murray again. Still he comes forward. What's keeping him going?
Murray's poking with a jab, but there's no snap in it. There's nothing in it.
He's getting chased. Crolla is picking him up at will here. And down he goes. That was coming. The look to his corner of despair. He's on his feet at 6. But he's got nothing left.
Nothing left at all.
And Crolla finished the Battle of Manchester right here. Little left hook. Murray backing up, in trouble, all over the place. Held up by the ropes there, body shots, wicked uppercut. Murray, finished, done. Crolla has broken him up.
That was a terrific fight, a terrific performance. Tremendous discipline all the way through from Anthony Crolla. He had a plan, he went in with a plan, and he stuck with it, and it worked a treat. Full credit to John Murray. He gives everything he has in every fight he's ever been in. He gave everything he had tonight, but it wasn't enough. But what a terrific fight that was. Superb.
And look at that, the friendship re-established immediately. But what a performance that was from Anthony Crolla. People have been talking about him as a fringe world-level operator. Hang on, this performance, that composure, that maturity, that poise. He's certainly ready for the next level if he's not already there.
Yeah, and I tell you, all the way through he had to deal with intense pressure from John Murray. John Murray gave it everything. John Murray never thinks about pacing a fight, and that's a big failing which is exposed at the top level, and it's been exposed a couple of times already at the top level. Whereas this young man here, he has learned. I mean, there was a time in his career when he took too many punches, he was overly aggressive, but he's learned the game. He has a terrific technique. He goes into the fight with a game plan and he sticks with it, and that's what he did tonight. I thought the previous round would be the round that would decide the fight because they both used up so much, and that's really how it turned out. John Murray come back out with an empty tank. Anthony Crolla could feel that in the exchanges up close, so he went for it and produced a terrific result. Terrific performance from both men, terrific result from young Anthony Crolla.
Yeah, you can't level one word of criticism at John Murray. He put everything he had into this, but as you said, as he finally goes down against Kevin Mitchell, it was 8, Brandon Rios, it was 11. He just runs out of steam, and that look to his corner just said it all. He had nothing left, and goodness knows what even got him up. Pride.
You see, Nick, it's so important what you take in boxing, not what you dish out. You can't afford to take punches fight after fight after fight without it finally taking its toll on you. And I think that's what's happened with John. Early in his career, he was the most exciting fighter in the country, but he was making fights hard. And eventually, it's got to catch up with you. And I think that's the stage he's at. I thought a couple of years rest would have done him good. It probably did. But he met a first-class Anthony Crolla tonight, who just had too much left in the tank for him. Terrific. Congratulations to both men. What a spectacle they put on.
It really was. And Joe Gallagher, it has to be said, put in a terrific game plan. Crolla stuck to it. Gallagher's 4 for 4 on the night. And Crolla had the hardest job of all. But really, you just got the sense, once Crolla weathered those first 3 rounds, Jim, when Murray was just pouring everything on, he just thought that the balance of power shifting here, and eventually, decisively, it did.
Yeah, I knew as soon as Anthony Crolla could start coming forward, then the job was done, and that's what he started doing. That was terrific.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Terry O'Connor has insisted you show your respect to 2 of Manchester's finest for what can only be described as an amazing contest. And so, ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Andy Inkster's recorded a time of 2 minutes and 20 seconds of the 10th round. Referee Terry O'Connor has stopped this contest. Murray in no position to continue. Therefore, your winner, and still, the WBO Intercontinental Lightweight Champion from Manchester. Manchester, $1 million Antony.
Just great to see all the respect in that ring between the various protagonists. Mike Martin actually looked after Anthony Crolla when Crolla went to Las Vegas 3 years ago. The applause for John Murray will be loud and thoroughly deserved as well. There should be no shame in this, but it's Crolla who moves on, and the Battle of Manchester lived up to its billing. It really, really did. The question is, for me, Anthony Crolla's proved himself now so many times at the domestic level, against Derek Matthews when he had that draw after being stopped by him, against Gavin Rees, now against John Murray. Surely they've got to move him onwards and upwards to world level.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of terrific scalps on his belt now. He's ready to move on. Ricky Burns, remember, is back into the domestic game.